All right. What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Goon and Evil Eye coming to again with a brand new video. It feels like a while since I've done this. I told you I was taking that break, and a well-earned break it was. And I'm back, and I'm here, as always, with my brother from another mother, Lee Gunner. Say hello to the people, brother.
Good evening. I think we owe apologies for the lateness.
Okay. So first things first, let's be real here. I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? So normally you're going to get people that will bullshit you. Straight up, I fell the fuck asleep. I ain't even lie to you. I parked the fuck out to the point where I woke up and I was like, oh shit, tell me it ain't 8:01. Tell me it ain't 8:01. Yes, it's 8:01. All right, chick, you owe these motherfuckers an apology. So, apologies, people. I promised I wouldn't be late. I'm like a true Igbo Nigerian. Here's me showing up at 8:19, like some sort of tardiness. So, apologies.
Mate, listen, you're fashionably late. I'm late for everything, man. Like, if my company say to me, be here for 9:30, I rock up at 10:15. And they're like, where were you? Well, I was having breakfast. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I wake up, right, and where I work is an hour from where I live, right? That's where our office is. I can work all over, but our office is based in an hour from where I live, right? So if they call a meeting for 9:30, I rock out of bed about 9:15, and I just think, yeah, cool, I'll get there when I get there, man. Like, and like, I have a bath, I have breakfast. I ain't leaving this house without having a bath and being fresh for the day, man, and eating. Do you know what I mean? And it's like the amount of times I've rocked up an hour late, and all the directors are sat there, and they're like, "Where you been?" Well, I was having breakfast in a bath. Like,
How are you admitting this on camera?
because it's cool, man. Like,
Also,
they're not watching it.
I was going to say, and also, let me take this opportunity now to wish all my American people, the followers, the friends of the show, the casual viewers, a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I know it's not a holiday that we celebrate here in the UK, but listen, we're always respectful. So happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man. Big up. Let's hope they all enjoy their day with their families and loved ones, man.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Because I know my cousins will be. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Right. So how you been? All of a sudden, this motherfucker rocks up, and I know, shit, by the way, got a brand new channel in it. And I'm like, finally, got about damn time.
The third time lucky, yeah?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where did this come from?
Well, do you know what, right? I've been thinking about doing one for ages, but I've been quite enjoying the break of not doing one. Because you know what the grind's like, man. Like, and if we're playing 3 games a week, you've got to do 3 previews, you've got to do 3 reviews, 3 match ratings or whatever, yeah, unless you incorporate that in the review, right?
Yeah.
And it gets in the way of your life sometimes, man. Right? So obviously the first channel went tits up. We all know the reason behind that, yeah? The second channel, I didn't realise that you couldn't have 2 AdSense accounts in the same name.
Mm.
So as soon as I went to AdSense, my second account, it disabled the account. Yeah. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, fuck this. This is long. The World Cup's on. Fuck it, man. The views are dead anyway because nobody cares about the World Cup, right? So I was just like, do you know what? I'm going to enjoy my break. And I genuinely have enjoyed not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. But the plan was to come back before January. So like over the Christmas period, maybe. But some geezer, I can't even remember who it was the other day, yeah? He tweeted me and he went, oh, you only get views off of the back of negativity. All you do is moan. I think he replied to a tweet about me saying Mkhitaryan's been average all season, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he goes, all you lot get views off of the back. I was like, what do you mean all us lot? I'm me, mate. I say what I say. I ain't following the herd. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll just say what I'm saying. And if people agree, then whatever, innit? Right? And if they don't, cool. But like, he goes, yeah, you'd never get views off of positivity. I thought, you know what? I'm going to fucking prove a point to you, motherfucker. Right? So I was like, trust. I've been so positive all season, right? Now let's see if that is the case. Let's see if I can get there or thereabouts the same level of growth off of this channel as I did off of my first channel. And let's see if I can get the same level of figures without crying about the previous manager. Let's see if I can get the same level of figures and subscriber count and blah, blah, blah off of going, I love our manager. I love the club again. I love everything he's doing. Let's see if we can do that. Because I'll tell you something, right? I did enjoy doing it, and when that channel went sideways, that fucked me off, right? You know that.
You do.
And I'll be honest with you, I know a lot of people that have got massive channels, right?
Yeah.
And they tried their hardest to try and help me get that channel back.
Yeah.
And it was just not happening. Yeah. And unless you're Logan Paul, yeah, or KSI, and you're that level massive, you ain't got the plug to get that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they tried. Listen, I appreciate everyone helped me try and get that channel back, and everyone was gutted for me and whatever, right? But then I started the next channel, and that group
successful, that channel.
Mate, that channel was mad. Do you know what? The name of that channel was fucking Pucker, man. Yeah. And I'm gutted because like I can't call the new one that because there's then two and it's confusing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm so fucking gutted, man. But it is what it is. And then I did the second one. Got that up to like 1,600 subs in the first 5 days, 6 days, week, whatever it was. And that was going all right. And then obviously it disabled it. So I was just like, oh, fuck it, World Cup. Yeah, let's just chill. And I've chilled and it's been nice. But it was only the fact that I lost the first channel. I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll do the second one then. And then when that happened, it was like, oh, fuck this, man. I'm having a break. Yeah, but then literally every single day, right, I get DMs on Twitter and Instagram, and I get notifications on Twitter of people saying, miss your channel, come back. And it's been mad, like proper overwhelming, the amount of people that DM me every day, man, on both of them platforms. And I was like, yeah, I'll be back soon enough. Don't worry, chill, chill, chill. And then when that little prick fucking texted me the other day, I was like, no, do you know what? Now's the right time. International break. Yeah. We're on the 16 winning streak or 16 unbeaten. No, in my luck, I'll put a preview out there for Bournemouth and we'll fucking lose. That's just my luck.
It's funny you should say that because even when both your channels went, especially when your first one went, my comment section, particularly in the first month, was just crazy. It's like, oh, I love the show, Chig, but you know, where's Lee's show gone? I miss his channel, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, man. You know what? I actually went onto that Gunner Bang channel today and I looked at the previous manager out. I'm not going to mention his name, but the previous manager out video.
I'm going to get you to mention it again. Right? What you watch?
And I swear to God, right? I went to the comments section on it and went to the newest comments. That still gets comments now. Like 3 days ago, people are still watching that video. And it's on like 105K. Yeah, it was mad. But believe it or not, that ain't my most viewed. Yeah, and people say it's negativity. My most viewed was Ozil's screamer against Newcastle last season at the Emirates, where he did turn into Zidane that day. You remember the goal where he just stood there and just buried it?
I thought it was the Bellerin one.
Nah, man, that's on about 40K. But no, the Ozil one, that's on about 135K.
Okay.
And that weren't negative. That was me saying he turned into Zidane that day. So, you know, I don't know what people are talking about, bro. But people just love to hate, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's like, let them hate. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm just me. I say what I see. I've got no agenda. I just want my club to be successful. And I want my players of the club I've supported all my life to, like, just be on it and show the passion me, you, and everyone watching this shows. Do you know what I mean? And if people don't like the fact that I cuss a player, tough shit, man. Yeah, these people clearly don't go to fucking football matches because players get cussed left, right, and centre mid-game. Do you know what I mean? You know that.
And that's the thing. So funny enough, me and Lee had a very similar conversation about an hour before we came on. And I think the one thing that I think people like about us when we come on, and even Ola when he's also on as well, shout out to Ola. Yeah, because I know it was his birthday last week, so big shout out to him. Oh, man.
Yes, Ola.
So, yeah.
He looks all right for 50, doesn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? I was going to say it, bro. I was going to say And yeah, so I think the one thing that people like about us three is that we'll say it the way we see it. We're not people that will walk down them. Honestly, let me be real. I should probably be more neutral than I am. I probably should. As someone who hosts a panel show, I should probably be more neutral than I am and let you guys say what you need to say, play it with a straight back. But I'll be honest, I've got too big of a mouth for that. I'll be real. My mum didn't raise me in that sort of way to just be neutral. Plus, I'm in a job where all day I have to be neutral. You best be sure on my platform, I'm not going to be neutral. I'm going to say it how I see it.
Yeah, but people see past fake anyway. So if you were faking it, people would see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I just like, listen, I've gone in and had rants about players, and they fucking deserved it. End of story. Yeah, maybe I've gone a bit over the top. The Bellerin one, maybe I went a little bit over the top on that video, like went a bit too deep, right? But listen, I've been his biggest fan this season. Do you know what I mean? And that tells you there's no agenda. Yeah, he was shit for the last 2 seasons. I called him out on it. Yeah, this season he's been decent, and I've backed him and and said it straight. Yeah, he's been fucking good this season. So, you know, I ain't got no agenda, mate. And if people want to say that, crack on, mate. You're still watching it. You're still free marketing for me. So do what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll just say what I want to say, and if people want to watch it, like earlier on, I had some Swansea fan. I text you about it, innit? I was like, I got some Swansea fan in my notifications going, "Oh look, this is about the 12th person from AFTV that's got a YouTube channel. We need to stop this immediately." It's like, mate, don't fucking watch it. It's pretty simple, innit? You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. I was like, mate, he goes, oh, people screaming into their phones at football matches. I was like, mate, yeah, it's nearly as bad as supporting Swansea. Now, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking seriously, you can't banter me nothing, mate. You can't say nothing to me. You support Swansea. Yeah? The only decent thing about Swansea is the fucking bridge back out. Sorry if I'm offending any Welsh viewers, by the way.
But I will say, most people will say that Cardiff is a much better city than Swansea, to be fair.
Cardiff's banging, mate. Wait, we've won FA Cups in Cardiff. What the fuck we won in Swansea?
Hey, I love Cardiff. It's
raving night out, man.
I love that city. I love that
always.
City.
Yeah, all down where their football ground is. Yeah, we're down where the lock and fucking what's it called? Can't think of the fucking name now. But where their football ground is, they've poshed it all up and all that nice new apartments and all that, and like little restaurants and bars and that, mate. It's sick. Proper sick around there now, around Cardiff. I love Cardiff, man. But yeah, fuck him anyway.
But anyway, let the people know where they can find you. I know we normally do this at the end, and we're still gonna. But
it's actually, I'll be honest with you, it's actually quite hard. When you set a channel up less than 24 hours, it's hard to find that when you search it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm surprised how many people have actually got the same name as me. like literally, like really. And if you type my name in, Lee Gunner, onto YouTube, it comes up with Gunner Bang. It comes up with a load of AFTV interviews. Then it comes up with your channel. Yeah. Then it comes up with a few videos we've done. Then it comes up with more AFTV. Then it comes up with somebody else called Lee Gunner who's got 1 subscriber. So the easiest way to find me is my pinned tweet on Twitter. I pinned the video of just like a little intro, welcome to my channel, like video. So you can find me there. If you ain't got Twitter, you can find it in the bio on my Instagram as well. I've linked that video there. So you can subscribe from that, or you can subscribe from the pinned tweet on my Twitter.
Also, if you're watching live, we don't want you to leave us, of course, but if you're watching live, what you should do is just literally refresh this page, and the link to Lee's channel is in the description below. So, yeah, I've literally just updated that while Lee was talking. So, yeah, it should be nice and easy for you guys to follow. Anyway, so let's talk about Bournemouth. So I hear you're not going to the match.
Nah, man. Do you know what? Bournemouth away is a hard game to get, mate. I didn't get it last year either.
Oh, okay.
And that was when nobody wanted to fucking go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and this year...
Groups of all people struggling to get to...
Yeah, he's not got one yet either. It's hard, man. And this is the thing, like, everyone wants to go now because there's that buzz around the club, and that's what the manager and the players have bought, you know, and we're on a good run. I don't care what anyone tells me about, oh, we've been shit the last 4 games and this and that. Yeah, we have. But we still ain't lost. Whereas years gone by, we would have lost to Wolves at the other weekend. We would have lost to Palace. We would have just rolled over and it would have been 2-3-4 and you're not fit to wear the shirt chants would have come out. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, like Bournemouth away is always a hard one because Bournemouth's a raving night out, man. That is a proper good night out. And it's not a million miles away from London, really, is it? So yeah, you know, I didn't get that last year. No chance of getting it this year. So I'll be sat where I'm sat now, watching my TV.
Armchair fan today, huh?
Yeah, armchair fan, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't even go to games. You're fucking ranting about the club.
No, fair enough.
But no, it's gonna be a tough game, man, because they've been decent. They've had a wicked start, haven't they? So,
well, that was what I was gonna say because I know sometimes people always say, "Oh, but you don't really talk about the opposition enough." So let's talk about Bournemouth. You know, I think they've lost their last couple of games, but generally they're having an amazing season. They're currently sixth at the moment. I know that they did lose to Newcastle, which was
shock,
a crazy shock result. And then they were unlucky, in my opinion, to lose to United at home. Yeah. What do you think about them this season? I think they've done incredibly well.
They've had a wicked start, man. And fair play to them, because let's be real, who would have tipped them to be where they are in the league right now?
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't. I don't think anyone would have. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was going mad about Wolves this, Wolves that, Fulham this, Fulham that. You know, Everton, West Ham, they've all spent a fortune. And Bournemouth have just gone under the radar and just ticking along. And they've had some good results. And they play good football. Let's be real. They don't just park the bus and like hope for a 1-0. They actually take the game to you and they'll like bring it to you, which for me, that plays into our hands. That plays well into our hands, because if they want to go toe-to-toe with us and we're on it, we're better than them. We've got better players all over the pitch. But they have got some good players. They got Fraser. He's probably been arguably their best player this season. And he's fucking rapid as well. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to have to keep on our toes with him. But it's not only that, their defence is decent as well. You know, they're not getting battered 3s and 4s. They're keeping clean sheets. They're, you know, conceding the odd goal here and there, but they're outscoring the opponent. So we're in for a tough game, mate. And you know, we've drawn 4 games in a row? 4 games? 5 games? 4 games? Something like that. So it's not going to be easy. And the fact that we've come off an international break as well, but that international break for me came at the right time, because I think against Wolves, our players just looked out of gas, man. They were done. It was like they've worked so hard so far this first few months that I think it's just caught up with them. And Lacazette pulled out of international duty. Apparently, he was injured. Yeah, all right. More like he was an afterthought and he told them to go fuck themselves. Yeah, it was like, oh, yeah, well, somebody's dropped out so you can come in. He was probably like, yeah, all right, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, damn right as well. I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. Where was the call up for the World Cup? What, now you want to pick me?
It's funny because I said that on Mike's channel. Shout out to Mike. He's one of our American friends as well. He enjoyed Thanksgiving today. I just said to him, trust me, don't be surprised if Lacazette miraculously makes a recovery ahead of Sunday. Because he probably just told them, you know what, I ain't no backup to you guys. Fuck you. Go pick someone else. I ain't a dickhead. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing, right? I would do exactly the same. Right, how old's Lacazette? 27?
Yeah.
27, yeah? 27, right? He missed out on a World Cup because they picked players that, let's be real, right? Griezmann, yeah, fair enough, right? He should have gone over Giroud. I can see why they took Giroud, because that's a different style of player. But let's be real here, right? And let's analyse this properly. Lacazette's hold-up is just as good as Giroud's.
Yeah.
Right? And that guy will run 40 yards back into his own half to get the ball back. He'll run past your central attacking midfielder. He's done it umpteen times this season. Yeah? So I don't see why... Listen, Mbappe, we all know Mbappe's class, right? So they weren't ever going to drop him, right? They weren't ever going to drop Griezmann. Who else were their strikers? They had Giroud. Who else was the other one? They had somebody else. I can't remember his name.
Martial?
No, he didn't go World Cup. He didn't go World Cup. I can't remember the other guy.
I have you to talk about that Toulouse motherfucker. Chat room, help us out.
Yeah, chat room, tell us.
It was like a mini Giroud. I can't remember his name for the life of me, though.
But yeah, anyway, he should have gone, right? And the fact that they then went on and won it, mate, that must hurt. That must hurt, man. Knowing that you've come into the Premier League, you've done all right first season in a team that were failing, but you've still been one of the shining lights of the season.
Oh, it's Tolisso, by the way.
Yeah, see, listen, he's a good player, yeah, but some of them players that were in that French squad should not have gone. Fact. Yeah, Martial should have been there all day long, mate. He's fucking brilliant, man. Lacazette should have been there. But listen, I can't criticise Deschamps. They ended up fucking winning it, right? But if I was Lacazette and I played that well for Arsenal, bearing in mind he was subbed every 70 minutes, he was sat on the bench in some of the key games, City away, Liverpool away, etc. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I'd be sitting there thinking, right, they actually fucking won it. That would piss me off being a French footballer. Yeah, like I could have gone over players that I've outscored, but I didn't get picked and they went and won it. What? And then I don't get called up for this squad, but then players pull out and now you want me. I'll be like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd be saying. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, what? You want me now? Yeah, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd be saying. And then you've got Ozil, who told Germany go stick it, right? So he should be fit. Lacazette was never injured. He just told him fuck off, in my opinion. Right? It's never. Let's be real. He was never injured, man. It's just a fucking cover up, isn't it? Right? So there's two players. Aubameyang is touch and go whether he's going to be fit. Apparently,
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd start him on the bench anyway.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking woeful against Wolves. He don't track back. He isolates the left back.
Yeah.
So he just gets overrun 2-on-1. And that's taking nothing away from Aubameyang, because let's be real, he shouldn't be in the left back position. Yeah, he should be in the box. But, you know, sometimes you've got to take one for the team and just play the position. Do you know what I mean? And he didn't do that against Wolves. So I'd start him on the bench. And if you look at the games he had in October, Fulham, he came off the bench and scored twice. Yeah. Then he came off the bench against Leicester. Yeah. Scored twice. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, when a team's tired and they've had Lacazette running around and they've had Iwobi or Mkhitaryan or Ozil and pulling players out of position and left, right and centre, and then you go and bring Aubameyang on, they must make them Fulham players. I remember I can't remember the centre back's name, yeah, but I remember when you see Aubameyang coming on, the number went up, his face, bruv, yeah, he was like, oh my god, yeah, it was like, for fuck's sake, yeah, it's like I've just had to deal with these motherfuckers for 60 minutes, and now Aubameyang's coming on, and it just gives that's a different option, doesn't it?
You're right, because to be honest with you, really and truthfully, one of those two should stay on the bench.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, it would give us a better balance if one of those two would just chill.
In the formation that Emery's playing, definitely. Yeah. If we change our formation and go, I don't know, 4-1-2-1-2 or something, with Ozil behind the two, but then you can't really do that because every team plays with a 5 in midfield or a 5 at the back. So then you just get overrun down the wing or in the centre of the pitch, and you're fucked. So you can't.
You can play that at home. I don't think you can play that away.
100% agree. 100%. Away games, I think Aubameyang should sit on the bench because I think physically Lacazette offers a whole lot more than Aubameyang. Aubameyang never wins a fucking header. Yeah, let's be real. The amount of times that ball goes up to him, he never wins a header.
Yeah.
Right? Lacazette will win headers. He'll bump the fucking centre back off the ball. He'll track back and he will put the shift in and he will wear them centre backs out. So then you can go, right, now with 25 minutes to go or 30 minutes to go, we're now going to bring the pace on with Aubameyang. Yeah. Whether you take Lacazette off or not is irrelevant. But now that's something different for the centre-back to think. They think, oh, shit, we've got to drop back 10 yards.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you suck them into the edge of their box. You're pressing them so high. And that's when the mistakes kick in. And that's why we've nicked so many games in the second half. Because they just drop back.
And just from a psychological point of view, it will force Lacazette to be like, all right, cool. If I don't buck up my ideas and stay on my game, I could find myself on the bench here. Yeah. And some might say, but that turns them back into rivals. Listen, this is about the fucking team. There's certain games. Listen, this Bournemouth game won't be easy. United just about got the result. Just about. And especially at Bournemouth, we're acting like we didn't lose this game last year. Last year, we were supposed to win this game as well. Last year, they were supposed to play Arsenal type of football. And we got schooled twice by these fuckers. So I want us to go through that experience again. I want us to take them seriously as a big game. Because we've got a hard sequence of games now coming up with the scum, with United themselves. So we need to focus on this game and get these 3 points.
Exactly, and that's the thing. But like, I ain't even worried about that lot down the road. I ain't even worried about that, right? And let's just hope that the players and the manager ain't even thinking about that. It's all about Bournemouth, because the very next game is Bournemouth. So fuck that lot. Yeah, we deal with that in a week's time, right? So let's just get the 3 points on the board from this game. Come out of it with no injuries, hopefully. Then we can get that build up and that rivalry and the banter and like everything that goes with a North London derby, we can then deal with that next week. But the most important thing is getting the win against Bournemouth. And like I said, like Bournemouth, they play attacking football, mate. And I don't think that they're going to change their philosophy just because we're rocking up.
Mm.
Although, like, if you look at it, right, they're the home team. So the onus is on them to make the play. We're the away team. So we could just sit there and go, yeah, cool, we're parking the bus. It's down to them to break us down because they're the home team. But then at the same time, on the flip side of that, they'd be happy with a draw.
Mm.
So it's like, it's trying to find the balance. Like, you know, are they going to come at us? I'm not convinced that they're going to come at us how they've been coming at other teams because they know that going the other way, we can rip anyone to shreds. Mm-hmm. So I think that they'll sit a little bit deeper and play a little bit more cautious than they have been. But at the same time, like I said earlier, if all 11 of our players are on it, we beat them. End of story. Because we're better. We've got better players 1 to 11 across the pitch. So if we match them for work rate, desire, and like every 50-50, we go in full guns blazing, like ready and on it without thinking about the next game against that lot, we should win this game. No matter what team we put out there.
Yeah.
You know, we could put Xhaka at left back. If we match him for work rate and desire and hunger and physicality and everything, and we're all on our job, doesn't matter who's playing in what position, we beat them.
And that's the thing we can't forget. I think with one thing that Eddie Howe has done brilliantly is that I think he's getting the absolute maximum from those Bournemouth players at the moment, and they're really playing for him. They're playing as a collective unit, and they're showing that they can stick in there and grit when they need to, and play football when they need to. And like you say, Fraser's easily their best player. The guy is earning me so many points on fantasy football. It's unbelievable. So he's doing amazingly well. So I think that's someone that we're going to need to sit on immediately. So I guess
but you've also got to be careful as well, right? Because they've got Callum Wilson up front, yeah, and he's in good form. He scored for England the other day on his debut. Yeah. And I've been banging on about him playing for England for time, man. I think he's a good footballer, mate. He's a good striker. Him and Andre Gray should have been playing for England 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Both of them are quality footballers, mate. But we've got to be careful. And with Mustafi in the team, Mustafi's going to have to be on it, mate, because this Callum Wilson's rapid. And if Mustafi makes one little stupid mistake, running out of defence like a headless chicken, Wilson's gone. You ain't catching him.
Okay. And before we get into what I always like to call my hopeful 1 to 11, prior to actually doing that, let me take this opportunity again, people. I know somebody brought it to my attention in the chat room. I accidentally put the link of your old channel on there. So here, let me explain what I quickly did. So I typed Lee Gunner on Twitter, and it brought up your second Twitter. So I copied and pasted the link without even thinking about it. I copied and pasted the link of the pin.
And that account's private that I can't even get into because I can't remember the password. And you know, the whole reason I set that Twitter account up, I was in Mallorca on holiday and I tweeted Joey Barton, the fucking fuck, reported my tweet and I got a 7-day lockout. So I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll set another one up just for the 7 days while I'm out here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I've never used it since. Fucking Joey Barton.
People, and as Archie said in the chat room, I'm having a fucking shocker today. I don't know what's going on. Between me falling asleep at the start of the show and then this, I haven't got a clue what's going on. But I've now corrected that link. So if you refresh this page now, his correct link to the channel is on. Go and subscribe. Go and hit that subscribe. We've got like a little personal bet of how many subscribers he's going to get. So, I actually want him to succeed, so go ahead, go and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, nice one, man.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. Right, so let's get into our 1 to 11. And also, people, we're going to have like a little 15-minute period where we're going to do a question and answer session. We didn't really want to do it during the international week, so we'll do that literally as soon as we wrap up preview, and then we're gonna have a little 15-minute question and answer. So just put in your questions in the chat room, or you can tweet me, and I've got my Twitter open, so I'll pick that up. All right. So let's get into our hope for 1 to 11. Let's see if we can construct a good team to beat Bournemouth this weekend. In goal, who goes in goal for you?
Leno, all day long.
All day, mate.
Mate, he was unbelievable against Wolves.
Yeah.
Without him, that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
That would have been boos and chance of you don't know what you're doing and Emery out and all that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, fair play to him. He's took his chance, mate. He took the chance when Chig got injured. Yeah. And other than coming out like Superman against Liverpool and missing the ball and whacking Van Dijk in the head, he's been superb. Yeah. And his distribution, he just makes the centre-backs and like the full-backs, they just feel so comfortable, man. They know that he's just not going to cock up. The amount of times I've stood there, right, and I'm like, especially against Liverpool, and I was like, oh my God, what's he fucking doing? What's he doing? He's taking forever to get rid of it, and like they're closing him down, and then he just dinks it straight to Torreira. And I'm just like, mate, this geezer's so chilled, it is unreal. Yeah, and that brings confidence to the players in front of him. So... yeah, man, and he made some big saves against Wolves as well. So he's the only option, mate, to be honest with you.
Agreed. Completely agree. I think he's in great form. I don't think you want to fuck with his confidence apart from anything, taking him out of the squad. And Chig, I think, just needs to accept his role now. His role is just...
well, let's be real. He's an aging footballer.
Yeah, just be a mentor. Be a mentor. Yeah. To him. You know, this guy has been brought in to replace him. So just mentor him and just be grateful with the games he does get. So for me, Leno goes in goal. Not an issue with that. Right back.
My friend, my buddy, Hector. Zoolander.
Zoolander. Famously called him, and he looked straight at Ola when he did that. I'm cracking it.
And that was funny because he just got off the coach as well, and he was in that prudent off area. I was like, Mike, big up Mike, because Mike got him in that area, yeah? Right.
Yeah, got me in that area too. Big up Mike.
And he called him Zoolander, and he looked straight at him. But you know what? Yeah, that he must have been fuming. Yeah, but he went out there that game and he put a shift in that game.
He tore it up that game. He tore it up.
Like, yeah, it was this Nigerian boy calling me Zoolander. I'll show him. Proper funny, man. But yeah, he's been good this season, man. Still a bit shaky sometimes defensively, but going forward, he can now actually cross. And it's like, where's this been? Do you know what I mean? Like, why haven't you been crossing? Because you do it in practice, in warm-ups. But, you know, this season he's been whipping some good balls in, man. He's got some good assists this season. Not that I care about that, but his crossing has massively improved this season. And when you've got two strikers like we've got running into the box, it's no coincidence they're scoring goals. Do you know what I mean?
What I do like is that we are being linked with stories about bringing in another right back. And maybe all of that is contributing to him just starting to step up his level, which I like the sound of that. And to me, for me, I have no issue with Bellerin starting. I actually think he's performing well and deserves a spot. Right back Hector Bellerin. Now, here's our interesting debate. Our centre-backs. Who would you go with for this game and why?
Mustafi. Everyone's screaming at their phones or their device now going, why are you picking Mustafi? I'm picking Mustafi because we're unbeaten.
Yeah.
And I think he's been playing a lot better. He's not. I know he's made some stupid mistakes. The one against Fulham was a joke. And he looked a little bit all over the place against Wolves. But ultimately, it didn't cost us. And although Socrates is the better centre-back, I don't think that you can mess around with the defence too much because at the end of the day, they've played a lot of games together now, like him and Holding and Bellerin, you know, Leno as well. So they're getting a little partnership going. Although they're not looking like real solid, they're still looking all right. So, and let's be real, last season he was diving in 2-footed every couple of minutes. Do you know what I mean? This season he's not doing that. He's staying on his feet a hell of a lot more this season.
True, I'll say that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go with Mustafi. I'd go with Rob Holding. Although I do think he was poor against Wolves. Both of them were poor against Wolves.
Yeah, I thought Holding was really disappointing.
But I think that Holding was poor against Wolves, that was down to Aubameyang not tracking back.
Yeah.
Which meant that Kolasinac was isolated, and everyone, right, when he first came in, was like, "Oh, look at this guy! He's a tank. He's this and that." Mate, he turns slower than Xhaka. Yeah, he does. Let's be real. He's a big lad.
Yeah.
He's physical, right? But it takes him forever to turn, right? And if you've got a tricky player up against him, yeah, he gets roasted 9 times out of 10, right? Which meant that Holding was having to come out and do Aubameyang's job, which meant there was gaps, and then Mustafi's isolated, and it was just a fucking mess. So that's why, like I said earlier, I don't think we should start Aubameyang, but we'll get into that in a bit with the forwards. But I'd go with Mustafi and Holding, mate, to be honest with you.
As ever, I disagree with my partner here. I would personally go with Holding and Socrates. And if you're going to play Mustafi, I think you're playing with Socrates. I think Mustafi needs to be told what the fuck to do. When he's the leader of a partnership, I think that's a recipe for disaster. Yes, I think him and Holding have had a good couple of games, but I think if you're going to play Mustafi, you're playing with Socrates.
No, I'll be honest. I kind of agree with that, right? Because Mustafi ain't a leader. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mustafi's one of these that, like you said, he needs to be told.
Yeah.
And Socrates will stand there and scream and shout at him and pull him out of position and pull him back in position and tell him stand there, do this, drop back, whatever. But at the same time, I'm going to totally contradict myself here. There was times this season at home, I think it was Everton and West Ham. Mustafi was screaming at Xhaka, get yourself back in. You're too far forward. You're running away. You're leaving me isolated. So maybe he's learning that off of Socrates. I don't know, but I do agree with what you're saying. I think with Socrates next to him, he looks so much better than with Holding next to him. But at the same time, I think that we should go with that pairing again, give him another opportunity, and just say to him, look, you've got to be careful today, stay on your feet, blah, blah, blah. And then when we play Tottenham, that's a dilemma then, isn't it? Because then we could throw Socrates back in. Do you know what I'm saying?
But this is my worry. If you play Holding and Mustafi, right? Colin is also going to shout out to Colin. I know me and him have butt heads over months over Mustafi. I don't mind playing Mustafi if he's with Socrates. Because I think against Tottenham, I wouldn't trust Holding and Mustafi. I don't like that. They don't fill me with confidence. I think there's something that is due to go wrong in that game if we were to play those two. Having said all of that, Mustafi does tend to play well against Spurs. I will give him that.
He's even scored against Spurs.
Yeah, I will give him that. I've very rarely seen a bad game. And I'm Mustafi's biggest critic. You know, people hate the way I say his name. Never mind the way I criticize him.
Yeah, there's no H in there, bro.
Mustafi. He needs to earn me not saying it like that. So Mustafi, right? For me, the way I see it is, I personally would play him with Socrates. But you're the guest, so fuck it. Let's go with your two.
See, the thing is, I think out of the two of them, Holding and Mustafi, not Mustafi.
Mustafi, man.
Right? I think out of the two of them, I think Holding's more droppable than Mustafi. Because there's the thing with Arsenal fans, and it's not just Arsenal fans, every club fan has their favourites.
Yeah.
Right? And because Mustafi's been bang average under the previous regime, everyone's on his case this time every time he makes a mistake. Now, listen, he made a dickhead move against Fulham where he dived in and gave a penalty away, right? And that was stupid. You did not need to do that, right? He's made mistakes against Wolves. He's made mistakes against West Ham. Everyone, every game you could pick out a mistake he's made, right? Now, as a centre-back, 9 times out of 10, your mistake gets punished, right? But if you look at the Wolves game, Xhaka made the mistake in midfield. He let the ball run across him. Personally, I think that the Wolves player shouted, leave it, right? That's what I think. And it was just clever play from the Wolves player. That's what I think. That's the only logical explanation, is he thought that it was one of his teammates saying, leave it, right? But if you look how many mistakes Mustafi and Holding made in that game, but they went unpunished, which doesn't normally happen as a centre-back. Normally you make a mistake, bang, it's a goal, right? But because Leno was in top form, he saved them from being crucified, mate. Because if we had conceded 4 or 5, nobody would have said shit about Xhaka.
But then
they would have been crucifying the centre-backs, but the keeper kept the centre-backs out of being crucified. You see what I'm saying?
But then why would you go with the same partnership that performed so badly that Leno had to?
Because personally, I don't think we'll have that bad a performance again.
Oh,
I don't think we will.
This Bournemouth game, I worry.
We've had 2 weeks off. Let's be real here, yeah? We've had 2 weeks off.
Right.
We had a lot of games like back-to-back from the previous international break to this international break. We've had a lot of games, man. And I know he's rotated the teams here and there, blah, 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 right? But Mustafi has played, has he played every single Premier League game? I think Xhaka's played every single Premier League game. Holding's played half of them. Do you know what I'm saying? And like Socrates, if he was fit 100%, I think he would have come back in as soon as he came back from injury. But he didn't. And I think the reason that is I don't think he's 100% on it. I think he's fit enough to come on if we're 2-1 up with 20 to go and just go 3 centre-backs. I think that's possible. But I don't think he's got 90 minutes in him. Otherwise, Emery would have started him.
Okay.
But, then again, we've gone unbeaten for 16 games. And Holding and Mustafi have been the centre-back partnership. So why change that?
Yeah, but not the whole time, though. We act like Holding's been
for a
playing.
lot of it. How many games has Socrates missed? He's missed a lot of games.
He's only
6 games.
6 games, yeah, six games. Do you not think we missed it? I think we missed it.
I think when I watched him against Man City the opening day of the season, that was the most quietest I've ever seen Aguero.
Exactly.
Right, but that's because he's a short player. He's got low centre of gravity. He's tricky. And Socrates is a big physical specimen. He's a lump, yeah? And he was just bang, straight through him, right? Now, against somebody like Callum Wilson, that for me, Callum Wilson will be running in behind. Aguero's more tricky and be doing it all in front of you and ping a 25-yarder. Callum Wilson's going to run in behind you. For me, I think that although Socrates is quite quick, I don't think that we should start him after not starting him for the last 6 games against somebody like Callum Wilson, when you've got Rob Holding, who's quite quick, and you've got Mustafi, who can have it with him as well. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, why risk putting Socrates in there when he's not started a game for however many weeks? I wouldn't risk it. I'd just go with that back 2 pairing. And if it ain't working, then yeah, change it. But I wouldn't change it for this game. No chance.
I mean, for me, if this was purely my 1 to 11, you guys know I'd play Holding and Socrates. But I hear what Lee's saying.
I'm not saying I don't rate Socrates, by the way, because I think he's our best centre back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying after 6 games or whatever it is he's missed, to put him in against somebody who's as quick as Callum Wilson.
But then what do? Play him against fucking Kane?
Oh yeah, Kane ain't quick.
Oh,
Kane ain't quick. So you could put him in against Kane because Socrates will love the physical battle with Kane. And everything's going to be... Kane ain't going to run in behind you. Callum Wilson are running behind you all day long. Kane will do everything in front of you and try and pick that little 20-yard driven shot into the bottom corner.
Yeah, but
Callum Wilson are running behind you and try and get one-on-one. Kane ain't going to do that.
We've already established that Socrates ain't slow, though. We've already established
No, I agree, but he ain't Callum Wilson quick.
Yeah, neither is Mustafi, though.
No, but I think that keeping the same partnership... This one I'm not getting it out right. After 6 weeks of not playing a game, how can you throw a centre-back in that's not played for 6 games, whatever it may be, and throw him in against somebody who's as quick as Callum Wilson? That is a recipe for pulling a hamstring. That's how I see it. You haven't played for 6 weeks. You're not match fit. Yes, you're training well, but you're not match fit. These guys are match fit. They've played consistently week in, week out for 5-6 weeks now together. Yes, they've looked shaky, but they're match sharp. and it takes a game or so to get match sharp again, or 2 games, 3 games. So by throwing Socrates in against somebody like Callum Wilson, Fraser, Josh King, they're all quick players. I wouldn't risk it. I personally would throw him in against Tottenham because Harry Kane ain't quick and he'll have the physical battle with him. But I wouldn't throw him in against 2 or 3 rapid footballers that play for Bournemouth. No chance. He'll pull a hamstring. That's just my opinion, man. Everyone's probably in the comments disagreeing, saying he's chatting shit.
No, actually, you've got a few people supporting me. I think there's a varied thought. Like Colin thinks that we should go with Socrates and Mustafi. Stephen agrees with you and thinks that we should go with Holding and Mustafi. I personally would go with Socrates and Holding, but I think it's an interesting debate. But I just don't like the idea of starting with the partnership that defenders so woefully against Wolves. I don't like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But anyway, let's go with your team. So, all right, the 2 centre backs, Mustafi and Holding. Left back, who are you thinking?
Is Monreal fit?
We're just praying. We are praying this motherfucker's fit. Praying.
Listen, I don't think Kolasinac is good enough for Arsenal.
Good enough. Yeah.
Right? Having said that, I don't think he's been as bad as some people have made out. He was shocking against Wolves.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like I said, that was because Aubameyang was just leaving him 2-on-1 every time, and then Holding was getting dragged out, and then everyone's isolated. And Aubameyang's just ambling around, chilling like, I'm Aubameyang. Right? So I can't really blame him. But at the same time, Monreal's our best left back. And if he is fit, I know this goes against everything I've just said about being match fit, right? Mm-hmm. But I would risk it with him because I think Monreal offers more quality going forward and backwards than a fully fit Kolasinac. I'd play a 50% fit Monreal over a fully fit Kolasinac. Whereas I wouldn't play a 50% fit Socrates over a fully fit Holding or Mustafi. Because I think that position on the left side, at left back, is less of a problem than the centre-backs. Do you see what I'm saying? So when they've got their winger running down there, I think that a 50% fit Monreal would deal with that better than Kolasinac, who can't fucking turn. He could get twisted inside out by Fraser. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Monreal would, even if he's not fully fit.
Let me be real. I'd rather play Ainsley Maitland-Niles there than Kolasinac. I'd
rather play Xhaka there than Kolasinac.
I'm so disappointed for this guy. He finally gets his... And it's something when both Emre and Wenger don't really rate him. Both of them didn't rate him.
The only advantage we have is we didn't pay nothing for him.
Yeah.
Although he's on big money. I think he's on about 180 grand a week or something, reported. Whether that's true or not, only the club and him and his agent probably know. But reports say he's over 160, 170, 180, whatever it is. But if we do sell him, we make money.
Yeah.
Because we got him for nothing. He's been here for, a year?
Mm.
So, we've paid him out, 10 million quid in wages. Say 12, 13 million because we're into this year. We'll get more than that for him. So we've made money on him. That's the only advantage with Kolasinac because we didn't pay the fee for him. But he came into the team and he looked decent. But that was because we were playing 3 at the back.
Yeah.
And that was the system he played in Germany. And that's how he got into German Team of the Year, by being that left wing back that was up and down, up and down. Yeah. And let's be real, the geezer's a lump, man. Yeah, he ain't going to lose a physical battle with anyone. The problem is he ain't that quick and he ain't that good.
He's not... I know I bang on a lot about our defenders not having this, but he really is a terrible reader of the game. Yeah. I've always thought that as well. As much as I give Mustafi stick for that shit, I have to say the same about Kolasinac. I think he's a terrible reader of the game.
They switch off too quick. They daydream. They ball watch.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The one thing I will say, though, against Liverpool, he shut Salah out of that game. Yeah. And that was because he kept having it physically with him and Salah didn't want it. Yeah. And there was instances in the first half where Salah was just throwing his arms up and getting the ump because Kolasinac was just brushing him off the ball. And he was rolling around on the floor, giving it to the ref, oh, come on. And in the end, he just wore Salah down to the point where the Klopp moved him over to the other side. Yeah. And other than that game, this season, I think Kolasinac been bang average, mate. Bang average. And I don't think he's good enough. But, we don't know who signed him. We don't know whether that was Wenger. Oh, shit, I said his name. That's a pound in the swear jar. Yeah.
I told you I'd make you say it. I told you.
We don't know whether it was him that brought him. We don't know whether it was Gazidis that brought him. Who knows, man? But let's be real. Neither of them fancied him. Emery or the previous manager. So that tells you all we need to know. I ain't making that mistake again. I owe you a pound.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah,
All
I'd have Monreal at left back.
Me too. And if failing that, Ainsley Maitland-Niles for me. Right. So let's talk about our two DMs. I think this is pretty much a dead cert, but let me know what you think about our two defensive midfielders or midfielders, shall we say?
Torreira, all day long.
Yep.
Did you see what he did to Neymar the other day?
Can I come back to that?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up with you. So somebody said to me, so is Lee prepared to eat his words about what he said about Torreira because he's proven himself to be a hell of a player? And then they attached that clip. So what?
Okay.
So I'll give you a chance to respond to that.
Listen, right. I've never said I don't rate Torreira. Let's just have that right. I've never said that. What I've said is the way Arsenal fans are knocking one out over him, I've seen this all too many times before. Kolasinac being the prime example last season, the first 3 months. Oh, look, he's a tank. There's memes going around of his face on a tank. Really? Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen.
But Arsenal fans get gassed over new signings. We always do that. We always do.
Yeah, they do, and maybe that's because of the way it's gone the last 10 years or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's the only excitement we've had is we've brought someone finally. Like I don't know, but I've never said that I don't rate him. I've just said that I don't see why Arsenal fans are putting him so high up. I don't get it. Yes, he's been good. And he has been good. Let's be real. He has been good in the game, especially the last few games against Wolves. He was probably our best player other than Leno. They were the only two that could have walked off of that pitch with their heads up and gone, yeah, I played well today. Against Liverpool, he was fucking shit hot. Yeah, he made Fabinho look shit. Like, literally made him look shit. Right? And there's been other games this season where he's looked decent. But until he plays a full season, or we get to, I don't know, February, March time, we can't really make that judgment. Yes, he's looked good in certain games here and there, but so does Ozil, so does Ramsey, so does Mustafi, so does Rob Holding, so does Bellerin. But consistently, week in, week out, you can't judge that player based off of 10 games, 12 games, whatever it is, 15 games. You can't do that. You've got to go off half a season or a whole season. So, listen, he was quality against Liverpool. He was decent against Wolves. He's been decent in other games this season. The one thing you know with him is that he's going to give you full commitment.
Sure.
Right? And that makes the other players around him raise their game. And Xhaka's got better this season because of him, I think. But at the same time, Xhaka is still a fucking liability. Yeah, he is. Let's be honest. He is a liability. He has that moment in him where he just switches off. Similar to how Mustafi does. They just switch off. They're ball watching. They're not sure of their surroundings. Players just run off the back of them. Like that one against Wolves. He just stood there and left the ball. Yeah. It's like, mate, against Liverpool, you weren't doing that. Yeah, against Man City, you weren't doing that. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? They weren't, though. Against Chelsea, you was not doing that. Yeah? And because it was Wolves, it was, oh, fuck it, it's only Wolves. And then, bang, 1-0 down. Now you're chasing the game against a good counter-attacking team. Right?
Against Liverpool, Xhaka had one of his best games.
Mate, that was the best game. That was the best game he's ever had for Arsenal. He was fucking brilliant. Mate, there was a time in that game, I can't remember who gave the ball away. Who was playing left back for us that day? I think it was Kolasinac. Yeah, it was Kolasinac. Kolasinac gave the ball away, and Salah is away. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, we're fucked. Salah is gone. And out of nowhere, Granit Xhaka has caught him up, slide tackled him in the box. And I was like, wow, man, if he mistimed that by a millisecond, that's a penalty and a red card. Yeah. And that game was his best game. But then fast forward to Wolves, he's just ambling around the pitch like, look at me, I'm Granit Xhaka. Yeah, do that every single fucking week. Whether it's Liverpool, Wolves, Bournemouth, Spurs, whoever it is, do that every single week. And for Arsenal fans will go, do you know what? That guy's fucking trying. We'll leave him alone. He's trying. You can see he's trying. And this is why Lacazette gets a pass most of the time. Because even when he's shit, he is still fucking trying.
Yeah.
Yeah? Whereas Xhaka ain't. When Xhaka's shit, he costs you a goal or 2 goals or a penalty or a free kick that leads to a goal. And you end up losing the game or drawing the game that you should have won. But because of his stupidity, you end up not winning the game. Whereas, you know, Lacazette the other day, what game was it? Crystal Palace. Lacazette's fucking pass. What was he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you've got Mustafi, who should just wipe the geezer out on halfway. Take one for the team. But he didn't because he hasn't got that in his fucking head. Like, oh, let me just take one for the team. It's like, oh, look, shit, the ball's coming. And before you know it, bang, they've got a penalty. Yeah, and it's just like, you know, these little things, I've said this from the beginning of the season, right? You're not going to change a whole philosophy of the majority of that squad inside 3 months of a season.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, we'll look good for 2, 3, 4 games in a row, but then we've looked shit for the next 4 games in a row, other than Liverpool. Yeah. The last 5 games we've looked bang average, other than Liverpool, right? Now, to change that whole philosophy and that whole mindset of that club and them players, you've got to get rid of them players.
And you know what? To be honest, not only are you right about that, but for me, I think it's more than that. You're changing the whole style of their football. You've changed us from a style that likes to dominate the ball and pass the ball around to a high-pressing team. Do you think that we're not going to get tired at different stages of the season? We're going to look knackered at different stages because it's just a different type of football. And to me, the Wolves' performance, more than anything, just looked like a tired one.
Yeah. If you look at the distance covered, we're top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're top of it. Where were we last season? No, we're fucking near top of it.
Exactly.
So they're working harder, they're running further, which is why we've won games in the second half. Add that into the fact that Emery's substitutions have worked 90% of the time. You know, if you add all these things up, you can't just go into a football club that's been a banter club and the butt of jokes from every other fucking football club around us in terms of top 6, right? For the last, 5 years? If you include that lot down the road. Yeah, last 5 years maybe. Like they thought they're bigger and better and this and that. And the last couple of years they finished above us, etc., right? You can't go into a football club as a manager and change that whole squad in one transfer window. Can't do it. Even if you're Pep Guardiola at Man City, he finished 4th in his first season. And let's be honest here, they had a better squad that he inherited than we've got that Emery inherited. He then went and done £220 million to add to that better squad and finished 4th. Yeah? Their squad when he took over was better than our squad when Emery took over. He done 200 odd mil and they finished 4th. But then the owners said to him, we'll give you whatever you want for the next summer window. And then he went out and replaced the shit again. He bought a goalkeeper that couldn't save a fucking shot. Right? He bought that fucking, what's his name? I can't even remember his fucking name. He bought that dickhead goalkeeper that every shot that was hit at him went straight in. Right?
Bravo,
Claudio Bravo, that's it. Literally, like 15 shots out of 15 were straight at him, straight in. Right? It's like, are you trying to throw the games? Right? But he bought him, got rid of Joe Hart on loan, who was a club legend maybe for City. He fucked him off. Yeah. Put this Claudio Bravo in goal. But I'm going to replace you. And now that cunt's in the reserves. And they've replaced him with a top draw goalkeeper. And he is a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Right? But like I said, he inherited a better squad than Emery inherited. He spunk 200 odd million pound. We done fucking 60 million, 70 million. They finished 4th. Right? Let's have a bit of perspective here. All right? The next window, he then done another 200 odd mil. They then walked the title. So if Arsenal fans think that we're suddenly going to go from banter club for the last 5-10 years to competing and winning a title, you're in cuckoo land. I'm realistic. As much as I'd love us to do that, that is not happening. We ain't even winning it next season. Yeah, I'm not stupid enough to think we are.
It's a 3-year project, minimum.
Exactly, 5 years. 5 years. Because if you look at it, right, in my opinion, I think that Xhaka won't be here next summer. I think he'll be gone.
Oh, wow, big call.
Yeah, I think he'll be gone. I think Mustafi will be gone as well. Because I think that Emery's going to look at it and go, do you know what? For me to keep my job, I need to get rid of some of this shit. Right? Let's be real. His job's on the line. His job's on the line. He's come into a club that have had a manager here for 2 decades, mate, yeah? The whole club from top to bottom has been run by that guy. Everything's being overhauled. We're not moving with this, oh, yeah, everyone's sweet, keep him in a job. We're getting rid of everyone left, right and centre. Right? So Emery's coming in, and I swear to God, I'm telling you now, he will go and get rid of 2 or 3 players in the summer or 4 or 5 players in the summer, and people will be like, right, you got rid of Xhaka. You got rid of Mustafi. I don't think many people would give a toss, right? Xhaka, there's a lot of fanboys out there, right? But if you want to compete with Man City or with Chelsea, or you want to compete for a title, you cannot go with Granit Xhaka in your midfield. I don't care what anyone tells me. I'm not hating on the guy, but he ain't good enough to elevate you that next level. That's my opinion. Mustafi's the same. Mustafi's good for 3 games, shit for 5 games. Shit, good for 3 games. You need good for 10 games in a row.
Good for 3. He has a good game every 2.
Mate, look at Virgil van Dijk, right? That Liverpool team was shipping goals left, right, and centre, yeah? And you know what I feel about Van Dijk. I've said it for years, bruv, yeah? That Van Dijk, I see him live at the Emirates, mate. That geezer is a fucking mountain of a guy, man. The geezer's hench, right? Yeah. But the whole game, that whole first half when I was behind the goal, yeah? That whole first half, he is telling Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's telling Gomez, he's telling the left-back, Robertson, he's talking to his goalkeeper, he's talking to his DM, and he's pulling every single one of them players into position. And he's saying, you're going too far, come back in, tuck in. We ain't got that. We have not got that player. And to get that player, you need to go and do 50, 60, 70 million pounds on it. Which is why I believe that we will get rid of players like Xhaka and Mustafi, because I think we can get money for them. That money then gets rinsed and repeated into new players that are better and Emery-style players than what we've got. Because let's be real, Xhaka is not an Emery-style player.
No.
He's not. Either. Somebody like Danny Welbeck is an Emery-style player.
Yeah.
Yeah? He won't moan and he'll run all day long for you.
Yeah.
And he'll come on and he'll do a job even at right back, left back. If you want to put him in goal, he'll fucking do it. Yeah? Xhaka is not that player. Yeah. Xhaka has not got the mentality to go to that next level to be top drawer. He's a good footballer. No, I'm not discrediting him. He's a good footballer, but he ain't elite. And if you want to compete with Man City and Chelsea and that lot or whatever, and Man United, and I know they're below us, but if you want to compete with all these clubs in Liverpool, you have got to go out there and get better than what we have got now. And you can't do that in one transfer window.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So for me, I said it all season. This season, he's got to pass. If we finish 5th, that's a result. That's how I see it. It's better than last season, right? Next season, get rid of the shit that you don't want. And I think 3, 4, 5 ago, spend the money, add a bit more to it and spend some more, and go and get the players you want. Torreira's the perfect Emery player.
Yeah, agreed.
Put another one of him next to him.
Yeah,
we've got a solid midfield. Yeah, that allows your Ozil, your Aubameyang, your Iwobi, Mkhitaryan, Lacazette's to go and do what they're doing without having to run back the other way so much, because you've got 2 solid players sat there. Xhaka ain't solid.
It's funny you should say that. I think Mkhitaryan's gone for summer.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I do. I do agree with that.
He's surviving the summer. And to be honest, I agree with that. I don't think he's been that good. So to me, I think unless Mkhitaryan has a barnstorm in 6 months, I can see him going in the summer. I really can.
No, I agree, man. I've said it all season. And Stell gave us the tip-off, man, when we got him. He said that he'll just turn up every now and again and he'll look good here and there in the Europa League. But when it really matters, he ain't all that. And let's be honest. If we're being really honest with each other, he ain't been all that.
Nah. Agreed. All right, so that's our two midfielders. Who would you say is the right winger?
I'm going to put Mkhitaryan there.
You know the funny thing is, me too. Me too. I so put him there as well. Despite everything I just said.
I know, but listen, at the end of the day, he's all right. But again, Xhaka's all right. Mustafi's all right. Let's get rid of this all right and get decent. Do you know what I'm saying? So for now, we've got to deal with all right.
Yeah.
And limp our way through the season with some quality results, going on unbeaten runs like we've done. But listen, if we go and lose the next 5 in a row, you ain't going to sit here seeing me going Emery out and cussing the manager and, oh, he's shit, he didn't know what he was doing this week or next week or the last week. Because you ain't changing 10 years of mentality over like 3 months. And let's be real, he's had these players in training since July. So what's that, 5 months?
Yeah.
And the season started 3 months ago. You ain't getting rid of all these deficiencies, mate, in 3, 4, 5 months. Ain't happening. Right? People just seem to think that like miracles happen overnight. And people can sit there and throw out, oh yeah, but Chelsea, you know, managers have gone in. Conte went into Chelsea and they won the league. Yeah, they were fucking champions the season before. They were down tools for a year. Yeah, as soon as Conte's gone in, oh fuck it, we'll play again.
Yeah.
We ain't got that. We ain't champions. We ain't down in tools. We're just fucking average.
Yeah.
You know, and now we've got a manager that's coming in. He's rolled his sleeves up. His job's on the line. And he's gone, do you know what? I'm going to get everyone fucking on it this season. Yeah. And he knows in his head what he wants to get rid of already, mate, in the summer. And in my opinion, I think Ramsey will go in January. I think they'll get rid. I said get rid. This link with Bayern Munich's a load of bollocks. Why the fuck would they want him? Let's be real.
I think El Nene will go as well.
Yeah. To be honest with you, El Nene, Mkhitaryan and Ramsey are probably the only 3 players that have not stepped up under Emery.
Yeah, agreed.
Although a bit harsh on El Nene because he ain't really played, right?
But whenever he has played, he's played like a piece of shit. That's real.
Yeah, but everybody else has upped their game and you can go, yeah, he's actually played better this season. He's actually looked all right.
Yeah.
You know, even Mustafi, Xhaka, Bellerin, all the players that we've dug out over the years, they've all upped their game this season. Mkhitaryan hasn't. Ramsey hasn't. Ramsey, in my opinion, has just got his head up his arse because he's been fucking shafted for taking the piss.
Bruv, I said it from day one. He's playing like somebody who's handed in their notice.
Yeah.
You know, handing your notice, so you just phone it in for the rest of your notice, and you're just
full of sticky. Yeah, I've got runs today.
Yeah, you're there. I understand what you're there. But yeah, you're there, but you're not there. You're there, but you're not there.
But yeah, I'd go with Mickey right wing, man. You're right though. You're right with Ramsey. Mickey right wing, left wing. I know we're both going the same. Iwobi all day long.
Now Skippy, my Nigerian brother. I know. To be fair, let's be honest here. These last 2 performances, they ain't been great.
But you know what? I don't think he deserved to get subbed against Wolves at half time. I thought that was a bit out of order.
Yeah.
I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch.
No, he wasn't the worst player on the pitch, but I don't think it was great.
I see why he subbed him. I get why he subbed him. Because we were just getting overrun. And I get why he subbed him. But for me, Aubameyang should have been subbed.
Yeah.
And then switch Iwobi to the left side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because Iwobi's better on the left than he is on the right.
Agreed. Completely.
Right? So, and Aubameyang weren't doing nothing. He weren't offering nothing going forward. He weren't doing nothing going backwards. And he was just like anonymous. So for me, I would have subbed Aubameyang, put Iwobi on the left side, and then brought Guendouzi on.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to, listen, the boss has been here 5 months, man. He can do what the fuck he wants. He can do what the fuck he wants, mate. He could put Granit Xhaka in goal next week or this weekend. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Xhaka's in goal, cool. Emery in.
And who's number 10?
Oh, God. My mate. He's had 2 weeks off.
The superstar himself.
The superstar, yeah. He don't normally turn up in away games.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Which does worry me because he's got to turn up in this away game because this lot ain't no mugs.
But he's had a nice long rest.
Yeah,
I've seen him do a little question and answer thing, which he came off really well in. He likes his little
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. He did answer a lot of questions in that. I wish I'd messaged him now.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Mr. Ozil, Mr. I want to be captain, Mr. He's committed to Arsenal.
Yeah, have you seen the picture? Have you seen the picture he tweeted with Lacazette, like bear hugging him from behind, and he's like, "No, Lacazette, I'm the real number 10. You can't have the number 10. Number 10's at home now. Yeah, let's see if you're showing that on Sunday, then. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So hopefully, my man actually turns up against Bournemouth because we need it. In that
do you know what? I know it's an away game, right? And if you analyse his away games in 5 years, he's been shit.
Yeah.
Right. If you analyse his home games, he's actually been all right.
Yeah, he's been very good. Very good.
Away games, but then that's maybe a summary of Arsenal as a football club. Home, we're not too bad. Away, we're fucking woeful. Right. But he's had 2 weeks off, so there's no excuses. And he played all right against Liverpool. He played really well against Liverpool. And away against Newcastle, I remember saying it to Robbie. Last minute, they equalised in stoppage time, right? And then, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mustafi hoofed the ball. Ozil chased it 60 yards as it was flying up in the air and coming down, bouncing back up. He chased it and he knocked the centre-back off the ball and kept the ball. And I think it ended up with a Welbeck shot. And it was like, you actually bust your gut in the 93rd minute to run 60 fucking yards, yeah? Why don't you do that every week?
Yeah.
Because if you did do that every week, like I said earlier, you can see they're trying. Like Torreira, you know he's going to give you blood, sweat and tears every game and he will walk off of that pitch and have no regrets.
And this is my overall point. See, to me, I think any fan will be forgiving if you try. Yeah. And people say to me, oh, well, you're being biased to Iwobi because you're Nigerian and he's Nigerian. I'll tell you what, let me be honest, that has fuck all to do with it.
I've been on there when you've slated him before, man.
Yeah, it has fuck all to do with it. The reason that I give Iwobi as much of a pass as possible sometimes is because no matter what, even if he's having the worst game, you will see this guy trying. Just try. Try and I'll forgive your fuck ups. Just try. Put effort.
And that's the thing. When talent fails, hard work has to kick in. Yeah. That is the biggest problem with this football club, is there's too many players in this squad that don't want to do the hard work. They just think their talent will get them through it, right? And we've listed them all tonight. Xhaka, Mustafi, all these players, right? Ozil's another one you can put in that category. Mkhitaryan, Ramsey. They all think that, like, what game was it the other week? I think it was the Europa League game. We're 0-0. Yeah, it was Sporting Lisbon. 91st minute, we're on the attack and Ramsey's doing backflips. It's like, the fuck are you doing? We're on the attack, we're 30 yards out from goal, and you're standing there doing fucking heel flicks. Like, mate, like, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, because if you had just controlled the fucking football, you can then slip Kolasinac in, we then get a cross in the box, we may have scored. Instead, you do a back flick and fucking the centre-back walks off with the ball. Exactly. Yeah, and them little things there ain't going to be eradicated in 5 months. Them little things there are going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 transfer windows to get rid of the stench of the previous regime where they've all been allowed to just go and express themselves with no consequence. Now there's a consequence. You know, we all know the stories that came out before West Ham where Ozil stormed out of training and was dropped. Yeah. Since then, he's come back and he's actually worked his arse off. Right. It's a fair play to him. Right. And he's stepped up a little level. But there's still been games where he's gone missing again. Liverpool, he was brilliant. Right. Now, he's had 2 weeks off. He ain't been shopping in Sweden, as far as I know. He's not got a back problem. I don't know why he's ever had a back problem, to be honest with you. I don't know. He's never carried the football team, has he? Let's be honest. So he should, in my opinion, rip Bournemouth a new one. Because he should be on that Liverpool level of intensity, the same as the rest of the players we've picked. Because most of them have had 2 weeks off. You know, Leno didn't play, did he? Leno ain't the German goalkeeper. He ain't playing. You've done nothing for 2 weeks. You know, Lacazette. Aubameyang, I don't think he's been away, has he? To be honest, I don't really follow international football, and like people are probably sitting there thinking, "Oh, he don't really know what he's talking about." But
he pulled out of the Togo squad with an injury.
Gabon squad, you mean?
Gabon squad. You know who I'm thinking of?
Adebayor's fuming, bro.
Yeah, thinking of that idiot Adebayor. Yeah.
No, but I don't really follow international football, so I don't know any of the results. I don't know any of the players that played. I don't know any of the players that have got injured on international duty. I don't know none of that because I don't watch international football, and unless it's a World Cup or a Euros, this fucking club nations fucking shit bullshit, whatever it. I don't even, mate. I have no idea about it. All I know is that we've qualified and we're in a semi-final.
Bro, I was saying this to the boys the other day. None of us have a clue what this nations thing is. We don't know what it means. What happens when you get relegated? What happens when you get through? I haven't got a clue. All I know is it somehow has something to do with the seeds for next year's European, not next year.
Load of bollocks. At the end of the day, mate, you've got fucking
Euros. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Mate, you could have a fucking team. Let's say, for example, let me just pluck Wales out of the equation for now, yeah? Right? Because we started the show on Swansea, so we might as well pull Wales out, right?
Yeah.
Wales could go and win their next 7 international games. That will boost them so far up the fucking ranking, right? And they could all be against, like, the Faroe Islands, San Marino, teams like that, yeah? Right? That'll boost them so far up the ranking that all of a sudden they're fucking seeded. Load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Who cares? Let's be real. When it really fucking matters is when it's a World Cup or a Euros. And when it really mattered, Croatia done us. So all this, we got revenge the other night, because that is the only result I actually fucking know. And I know that the dribbly mess from down the road scored the winner.
Yeah.
Right? But let's be real. When it really mattered, we fucking didn't beat them, did we? Because that fucking idiot should have squared it to Sterling. Yeah? And we would have had a fucking tap in. And we would have fucking been 2-0 up. We would have been in the final.
Yeah.
Instead, fucking idiot. Seriously. Anyway, fuck that. Lacazette up front.
and that's that. Yeah. But before we go on to questions and answers, and I have had.
Sorry, if I've been off the screen for so long, it's because my battery's dying.
I figured.
Right, so it's lucky I'm not doing that same old Arsenal podcast now, because otherwise they would not have seen my ugly mug on their screen.
So, basically, just before we move on to the questions and answers, we have had a couple come through, and thank you so much, guys, for that. Let me just quickly talk to you about the things that Raul has come out with the last couple of days in terms of talking about the reasons as to why he's withdrawn the Ramsey contract. And fair play, I'll hold my hands up. I was wrong. Apparently, it was Emre's call to pull Ramsey's new contract. What do you think about that?
I'll be straight up honest, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he had a little... because he was talking about basically whether Arsenal are going to strengthen in January, and I'll come to that because a lot of the questions we've had are about what we're going to do in January. But he also came out and he basically said that that Emre essentially made a call and said that he felt that it was a strategic decision to withdraw the contract from Ramsey because Emre essentially felt that the resources could be better used elsewhere.
Yeah, fair play. Good.
Which is a hell of
that is interesting because if you remember rightly, when Emery first came in, he actually said that he wanted to build a team around Ramsey.
Yeah.
Right? So that is interesting. But there you go. In 5 months or 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, he sussed Ramsey out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sussed him out. Yeah. And he's held out and held out and held out. And in the end, Emery's gone, do you know what? He ain't the player I thought he was.
Yeah.
And he's longing out a contract on massive money. No, we can do better than that. Get rid. And the club have obviously gone, yeah, cool. We'll do that. We'll do that happily. Because they obviously trust the manager. Do you know what I mean? And rightly so.
And it's a shame because a lot of people are tapping out on Ramsey. You know, for me, and this is why people probably expect me to go to town on Ramsey because over the years I have been. You guys think I give Mustafi a hell of a criticism. Everybody who's been a long time subscriber knows. Even Colin, who's in the chat room, knows Ramsey has been my number one guy that I have gone to town on for years. But you know what? Every now and again, he'll pop up and he'll prove me wrong about something. But for me, the way, fair enough, some people might say that he's been harshly treated. To me, I think if you're really a professional and you respect the club that you've been at for 10 years, you'd respect their decision and continue to give your all.
Exactly.
To me, I don't care if he scored goal of the season or not. That game aside, he has phoned it in. He has phoned it in. And it's no wonder that Emre said, sorry, how much are we paying him? No. We could use that money elsewhere. No, take that back. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for a single second. So that's my 2 cents on it. People are wondering why I'm not criticizing Ramsey, because I want him gone. But then again, I wanted him gone. All right, last season aside, I wanted him gone 2 years ago. So this year hasn't made any difference to me. It's just confirmed what I always thought. So,
yeah. See, the thing is, right? This is all stemmed from the fact that we've given the superstar a week. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It stemmed from that, right? Now, Ramsey's looking at it going, well, I've been here a decade. You know, I've scored 2 cup final winners, and I'll forever be grateful for that. I'll never forget them goals, man.
Yeah.
You know, one of them stopped a 9-year trophy drought.
Yeah.
You know, Yaya Sanogo, big up, because he was a big part of that 3rd goal. If he hadn't passed it to Giroud for the back heel, mate, we'd never have scored it. So, you know, you got to give up. You got to, mate, why was he on the pitch in the first place? Let's be real, right? But credit where it's due. That's about the only thing Yaya Sanogo ever done for us, right? Apart from score 4 in an Emirates Cup game and trip over. Fucking idiot, right? But no, listen, he's seen Ozil long it out, and Sanchez, both longed it out. Yeah. Right, and Ozil was clever, and this is where Ozil is light years ahead of Sanchez in terms of
a masterstroke,
mate. His market, his PR is just on point, mate. And let's be real, right? Big up Claude as well, because Claude said this to me earlier, right? Arsenal have got so many fans that are Ozil fans that if he fucked off to PSG tomorrow, they now support PSG.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. I actually completely agree with that. Yeah.
It's fact. Right now,
I don't know about you. Do you do this? Just to quickly sidetrack. Whenever someone leaves Arsenal, I unfollow them.
I don't really follow many of them anyway, to be honest with you, mate. Most of them fucking chat shit.
I unfollow and bounce. When Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain left, I unfollowed him and bounced. Wished him well and bounced.
I don't really follow many of them anyway, mate, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
I don't. You know, back up on top and all that bollocks. No, we're 5th. Do you know what I mean? We're 5th. What do you mean back up on top? Well, do you know what I mean? But no, just coming back to Ramsey, I think that what he's done is he's seen that Sanchez and Ozil long it out all summer, right? Go into the new season with 6 months left on their contracts and this and that, blah, 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 right? And then Sanchez has just spat his dummy out because Ozil didn't crack before him, right? And Ozil's just sat in the wings going, oh, no, he's going to crack before me. You've only got to look at their social media following to know which one's on his PR game and which one's not. And fair play to Ozil, right? Listen, I've mugged him off so many times, right? But fair play to him. That guy could retire from football today, set up a clothing brand, and he would earn a hell of a lot of money out of it. Alexis Sanchez quits football tomorrow. What can he do? Off of his social media following? Not a lot, because, listen, Ozil's got more followers than Arsenal Football Club, mate. Yeah? On Twitter alone. I don't know what he's on Facebook because I ain't got it. But he sat there and he knew Sanchez had cracked before him, which he did. And then Ozil was like, yeah, bang, that's my time to pounce. I'm now getting all the money, right? Yeah. And I don't blame him for that. I blame the club for that.
Yeah.
Right? Because as a footballer, you want to get the most money for yourself. That's how it is now. It's all about the money. Young footballers don't come into football to play football. They come in for the money. Bellerin's openly admitted he don't give a fuck about football. football. Yeah, we'd quite happily take 100 grand a week though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right, and I think Ramsey's done it, but Ramsey's not smart enough, or the marketability side of him is not big enough of an Ozil that the club have looked at it and Emery's gone, do you know what? He's actually not as good as I thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can let this guy go. And for the money he's trying to command out of us, for half the money, we can get somebody better. And I think that's why they pulled the plug on it. But I see something today that Emery had an interview with Marca newspaper.
All right.
Some of the stuff he said.
About Wenger.
Wow. Wow, man.
I was going to come to that. Yeah. I was going to come to that. Because he basically talked about how there was no defensive structure. Like he said that essentially the team were all right attacking wise. All the things that we've said over the years, the team has always been okay attacking wise. Throughout the years, we've never had an issue attacking wise. But when it comes to defense, our defense has always been terrible. Since probably 2006, our defense has been terrible. And that's all Emery really said. That to me, that just confirmed everything we already knew.
Yeah, because the manager said it, it's all right. When we say it, it's not acceptable and we're being disrespectful.
Noisy fans who don't know what we're talking about.
Making money off of the back of failure and all that, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that whole £6 you earned last month. Do you know what I mean? But when the new manager says it, that's acceptable because it's the new manager saying it and like we got to back him. Do you know what I mean? It just makes me laugh. The hypocrisy of football fans is just hilarious, man. Right? But I was quite shocked that he said that.
Okay.
Because when he first came into the club, he was so like respectful in a way that, you know, they were throwing questions at him and he was just swatting them away. Like, you know, just trying to be like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm coming in off the back of a manager that's been here for 20 odd years, blah, blah, blah. You know, we respect what he's done for the club. You know, we'll always hold him in high esteem, etc., etc. But now he's come out and said that. And it's like, okay. Maybe you've just realised how shit the squad is.
I agree.
Yeah? And I don't think that he realised how big a job he actually had on his hands. But I think now he does know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would agree with you. I think it shocked him the condition that the club, especially the defence, was in.
Yeah. And you're right.
Probably the conditioning of the players, to be honest.
Well, yeah, you've only got to look at the fact that even now, our defence looks suspect. You've got to look at the first few games of the season. Fair enough, Man City can rip anyone apart. They took the piss out of United the other day.
Yeah.
Like, literally took the piss. To the point where Juan Mata's going over and saying, stop fucking taking the mick. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's true though, isn't it? And this is Man United, arguably the biggest football club in the world. And Man City are just taking the wholesale piss out of them, right?
Yeah.
Now, Man City were probably in second gear against us.
The whole game.
Right? But let's have it right here. If Ozil controls the football with 10, 12, 15 minutes, whatever it was to go, that when we were pressing Ederson and he fucked up, if Ozil controls that ball, which he would 9,999 times out of 10,000, we're 2-1 with 10 minutes to go.
But don't get it twisted. I thought City were in second gear the whole time.
Yeah, of course they were. They've got another levels to go.
Even when United scored, at no point did I think they'd get back into that game.
No, but against us, they were in second gear. But if we had took that chance, would they have then been able, because Lacazette came on, he was like a madman when he came on against City, right? Now, if Ozil had took that chance, like he would have normally controlled that ball, we're back in the game with 10, 15 minutes to go, right? All of a sudden, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, against Chelsea, if we took our chances against Chelsea, we would have been 4 up at half time.
Yeah.
Right? So them first 2 games came too early, in my opinion, for the manager and for the players. You know, Aubameyang, I know he missed a sitter the other day, right? But 99 times out of 100, he's nailing them chances. Iwobi, Mkhitaryan, they're putting them in the back of the net, yeah? Against Chelsea, they were going wide or high or whatever, right? Them games came too soon. If we played them games now, Like the Liverpool game, for example. Look at the difference in that Liverpool game. And I know that was at home, but the Man City game was at home, right? The intensity in our play against Liverpool was 100 times better than it was against Man City, right? Against Chelsea, they overrun us at stages in that game. But there were stages in that game where we had them pinned in and they were fucked. And that's when we missed our chances, right? Now, I think that the manager's looking at it thinking, well, okay, cool. Like Morata, that goal Morata scored when he was one-on-one with Mustafi. I don't blame Mustafi for that goal. That was one long ball over the top, and all of a sudden Morata's one-on-one with Mustafi. We've seen that a million times before in the last 5 years, right? That is not going to go straight away with this manager, regardless of how much he's changed and how much harder we're working, how much better we're pressing, how much more we're working for each other. That little mistake there, like the Xhaka one against Wolves, them little mistakes will cost you goals, right? And I said this at the time, right? Although Morata's shit, in my opinion, he's fucking woeful. You've only got to look at his miss for Spain the other night, right? That's gone all viral around the internet, right? When you've got a player, even of Morata's capabilities, which ain't all that, running full pelt at a backtracking centre-back, 9 times out of 10, that results in a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's doing step overs, he's jinking, he's twisting as he's running full pelt. Your centre-back's running backwards, 9 times out of 10, that hits the target or goes in or whatever, right? So that ain't Mustafi's fault. What is our fault is the fact that it was one long ball over the fucking top. Yeah. Which we see umpteen times last season, right? The Xhaka mistake against Wolves. How many times have we seen that? We've seen that all year last year. The Mustafi tackle against Fulham. We've seen that umpteen times last season, diving in like a fucking idiot, right? And to get rid of them mistakes is not going to happen just like that. And if you cast your mind all the way back to the very beginning, when Gazidis was talking about, Emery came in and he said that he could make every player better and he had a video dossier on each player and blah, blah, blah. I don't think Emery realised how shit some of these players are. I'm being genuine, mate. I really don't. Which is why, just to finish up on the Ramsey thing, which is why I think he's gone, do you know what? You ain't worth 200 odd grand a week. Your attitude stinks. You've only got to look at that pre-season when he's standing there smirking about, are you staying? Are you going to sign? And he's smirking, oh, well, I don't know. That's up to my agent. Yeah.
I think that annoyed every single Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Man. And let's be honest, we can get better.
Yeah.
For less money than he's asking. So the manager's right. Raul's right. The club are right. Get rid. If you get £15 million for him, it's a fucking result.
Yeah, agreed. I completely agree. Couldn't agree more when it comes to Aaron Ramsey. Thanks, but no thanks.
And listen, just one last thing I'll say on him, right? Them 2 final goals I'll never forget, right? But at the same time, he's had half a good season in 10 years. Yes, he's done some good moments. The little flick he done against Tottenham. Like, to score.
He scored 16 goals once, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, like that season where he had that mad season before, and then he got injured. Mate, he was fucking unreal. But we've seen that for that half a season.
Yeah,
and then we've seen it in short bursts. The goal against Fulham was fucking world class, right? He scored a goal against Tottenham where he backheeled it into the net.
Yeah.
Right, you know, and he genuinely means to do that. It's not a fake that he's done it umpteen times, right? But he don't want to defend. He don't want to fucking track his runners. He don't want to fucking do any of the dirty work. All he wants to do is flicks and tricks, right? This story that he's linked with Bayern Munich, biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think the agent's doing his job, to be honest.
Exactly. His agent's going, well, Bayern Munich are interested, so who else is? Oh, fucking hell, yeah, we'll go to you then. You're going to offer more money.
Yeah.
Because we all know Bayern Munich ain't going to go and spunk fucking 250 grand a week on Aaron Ramsey.
Oh, you've not heard the latest one. Juventus is the new one.
Juventus are linked with fucking every fucker, mate. Some kid from fucking Wolves. Yeah, some young lad from Wolves. No, not what. Ruben Neves. Now, I can kind of get that, but let's be real. He ain't going to Juventus, right?
Yeah.
He's a good player, but he ain't that good, right?
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford. Load of bollocks. They don't want him. Why would they want him? Yeah. He's a good player, but he's not going to get...
He's not better than what they have.
Exactly. He's not better than what they've got. And not only that, he's not going to get more game time at fucking Juventus than he's getting at Man United.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, load of bollocks. All these transfer rumours are bullshit, mate. And it's all done by the agent sticking his fucking nose out there and sticking it out there going, oh, Will, look, Aaron Ramsey, yeah, Bayern Munich want him. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. Why would Bayern Munich want him? Seriously. I know, we'll just pull your pants down 5-1 3 times in a row, but then we'll go and take that midfielder that was in the team. Come on, man.
Yeah, agreed.
No chance.
Agreed. All right, let's move on to our questions and answers. So I've had a couple through DMs because those ones have got my attention.
Sliding in the DMs, yeah?
I say DMs, they tweeted me directly, to be fair. So Mr. DJ, everybody's favourite DJ.
Do you know what? That guy's fucking sound.
He's amazing.
Yeah, man, he's sound.
Every Friday, without fail, my man will give us some sort of shout out and a number of other podcasts. So big shout out to him and happy Thanksgiving. So I know he's over the pod. So happy Thanksgiving to him. So he asks this question. Gents, I propose... Oh, no. Sorry, wrong one. Question for the show. Do you or Lee want Chelsea to finally lose... to finally lose Saturday and the homeless Middlesex Nomrads get 3 points or below?
Yeah, it's Chelsea-Tottenham this weekend, isn't it?
Or stay unbeaten in the league. Right, yeah. So basically he's asking, do you want them to stay unbeaten in the league or for Tottenham to get 3 points?
Is that a trick question?
Listen, because this question is more for you, because I know how much you hate Chelsea. So this question is more for you.
Do you know what? The only reason I hate Chelsea is because most of my fucking mates are Chelsea fans. Right? And they're a few years older than me as well. They're like in their 40s, right? And for 15 years, I used to rip the shit out of them. Like, we all remember the Kanu fucking hat-trick, right? In 7 minutes or whatever it was when Ed De Hoy went walkabout and Kanu just scored from some mad angle, right? But for 15 years, even when they had Good Johnson and Hasselbank and went 1-2-0 up, we always knew we were coming back. Then,
I like the way you described that Chelsea goal. Like, me of all people ain't going to remember Kanu's goal. Come on now.
Mate,
come on,
trust me.
Come on,
do you know what, right? The amount of times Arsenal have fucking been losing to Chelsea and come back and like a screamer from Winterburn or Silvino or players like that. It's just
or even the Van Persie 3-5-3. I know he's like...
Mate, do you know what the funniest thing about that? The funniest thing about that game was John Terry slipped. And it was just like, it was just so nice seeing that prick slip over. And Walcott scored a fucking great goal in that game, man. He got knocked over, got up and just jinked past everyone and pinged it past Czech. It's just a mad game, that game, man. But I had 15 years of taking the piss out of my mates and then his roles reversed. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do hate Chelsea. I do hate him. But, listen, I don't ever want that lot to get any points, let alone 3 points.
Let Chelsea stay unbeaten if that's the choice.
Listen, we're not going to finish above Chelsea this season, even though I mug their fans off all summer and rip the shit out of them about fucking Sarri ball and all that bollocks. Right? Fair play. He's actually impressed me. Right? And I'm not a prick. I can hold my hands up and say, yeah, fair play. Right? But that lot, I want them to get poleaxed. And we all know Eden Hazard turns up against Tottenham.
He does.
So it's only going one way. Eden Hazard, 1-0 penalty. Because we all know he's a penalty merchant.
you watch the amount of people that make Hazard captain now, just because you said that.
No, he does always turn up against them. When Leicester won the league that season, that game, they were all on strike, them Chelsea players, weren't they? And that game, he got interviewed and he was like, no, we're going to stop Tottenham winning the league. And that game, I swear to God, go and fucking YouTube it, Google it, whatever, yeah, the goal he scored in that game, that day, he was genuinely world-class. He was fucking superb that day. And I can't stand him. I think he's so fucking overrated, it's unreal. But that day, he single-handedly stopped Tottenham doing anything, right? And I think 9 or 10 of their 11 players got booked, like Tottenham. I can't remember. There was so many bookings in that game. just like where everyone was just poleaxing each other. It was fucking funny to watch, man. Just like everyone going through each other. But in answer to the question, I want them to get spanked 10-0.
All right, and me too, FYI. Now, there are two questions. I'm not going to lie, they came in the chat room and I completely lost track of who asked those questions. But they're good questions. So, practice, I don't know, big up yourself if you know who you are. You know who you are. But I'm going to ask this one. Where is your favourite place in the UK, pub-wise, to watch a football game?
That's a fucking good question.
Yeah, I like that. I've never been asked that before, ever.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, London. I love London, man. London, in my opinion, is the best city in the world. And I've not been to every city in the world before any smart Alec mentions that. Right. But London is mad. But Newcastle, I went there for the game this season.
All right.
And although I didn't watch a football match, I think Man United were playing Watford that day. And I watched the second half of it in a boozer.
Okay, yeah.
With Ola, big up Ola, and Lee Judges, and a load of other people that were there. But yeah, Newcastle was raving. But it weren't so much for the football match, because obviously it was Man United Watford. So I don't know, it's a tough question to answer, man. I can only say London, really. Newcastle's raving, man. Seriously, I know it's so far away from anywhere, right? Yeah. And like Ola and Lewis can big me up on that, right? It is a fucking mission. You get to Sheffield and you've still got about 130 miles to go or whatever. And it's just like, oh man.
If my boy is watching Power Train, because he was the driver, I've done a road trip to Newcastle before. I know how long that journey is.
It's long.
Oh,
it's even longer on the way back after you've had a night out.
Right. Yeah, I know. We know. Trust me. We went and we were like, oh my gosh, we still got like 4 hours to go. What the hell is going on? And then we got to like Manchester. No, it wasn't even Manchester. I think it was Sheffield, like you're saying.
And you're like, Sheffield's sort of the halfway point, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like, it's so long. It feels so...
Yeah, I'll be honest, I think I've done it in 3 hours, 50 minutes, and that was with a 20-minute stop.
I don't know how this is possible. We've driven to Edinburgh before, and somehow the Newcastle trip seems longer. Makes no form of sense.
I was flat out all the way. Do you know what the funniest thing was, right? You asked Ola and Lewis this, yeah? Right, we're driving up the M1, and we're like flat out, yeah? Like in the outside lane, we're going full pelt, right?
Yeah.
And I see a blue Mercedes, like just a little A series or A class or whatever they're called, yeah? I was like, I swear that's Tower and Robbie in that car, right? So we got up alongside it, and it weren't, right? And it was an Arsenal fan though, but it weren't them.
Okay.
About a mile further up, there's another one. I was like, 100%, that's Tower's car. Yeah, we get next to him, and it was them. I'm like, beep. And we're like, literally like 100 mile an hour next to each other on the motorway. I think we were past Sheffield by that time.
70 miles an hour. Let's
I was doing 70, obviously.
70 miles an hour.
But yeah, it was just funny. I clocked his number plate. I was like, 100%, that's him. Yeah, and but yeah, I did it in about 3 hours, 50 minutes to Newcastle from MK, and I stopped for 20 minutes, and I picked Ola up from Northampton. So yeah, I did do it pretty quick. On the way back, it was a little bit longer, but that's because I was just lagging, man. But in answer to the question, Newcastle's a banging night out. So if you do ever get a chance to go there, have a wicked night out there. Make sure you take photographic ID or you ain't getting in a nightclub.
Yeah, you ain't getting anywhere. Ola just said a true story from you, man.
Yeah, seriously, you will not get in any nightclub in Newcastle unless you've got a passport or driving licence. They will literally turn you away because they scan them before you go in. It's the only city I've been to, like where they literally, you've got to have photographic ID and they take it off you and scan it on a machine outside and then give it back to you. So, and I'll be honest with you, right? Out of all the places I've been out clubbing, there was not one single bit of drama at 4 a.m. outside any nightclub in Newcastle.
Agreed.
And that reason is because they scan every fucker's ID, so they know who you are.
I love the energy of Newcastle.
It's raving, man. Seriously, it is fucking raving.
And they're nice people, you know, generally. The way their attitude is, listen, if you ain't come here for no drama, we ain't going to give you no drama.
Mate, they're sound. The women in the hotel we stayed in, She was saying that if you go out of the front door of the hotel and do a left, there's a pub further down on the right. Rafa Benitez goes there for a drink every Friday night. He literally just bowls in there every Friday night and goes and chills with the Newcastle fans. Like, if it's a home game, he'll go and chill on a Friday night, and then he'll have breakfast in there on a Sunday. He'll read his paper in the car and wait for it to open. He'll go and have breakfast in the boozer. Funny, man. But in answer to the actual question, London. London's the best place to watch a football match, man, in a boozer.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say an Arsenal pub. I think it gets a bit mad in an Arsenal pub on game day. But I would say there are a couple of nice pubs around here, man. The one thing we know how to do is pubs. So
yeah, mate, London's lit, mate. London's the only city I know where every single country on the planet has a little area in that city.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go down a certain street and it's all Portuguese. You can go down this bit and it's all Spanish. That bit it's all Chilean, and like that bit it's all Paraguayan. Mate, only city I've ever been to that's like that. It's fucking mad, mate.
It's true. It's very, very true.
And and every time I've been there for like nights out, there's never drama. There's never drama, really. Like,
and as Ola just said, the girl them are fit. Holy moly! And a couple of cum splashes. Stop coming.
I can vouch for that, by the way. But yeah, go on, man. Next question.
Next question. Right. So another one in the chat room that I've forgotten the name of. Ola, I've got your question. I'm going to leave it last, buddy. I'm going to leave it last. Right. So yeah, another one in the chat room. He asked, "What do you think Arsenal will do in the January transfer window?" Which kind of links actually to Daniel's question, who also came with great show. A question for you both: what centre back should we go for that would benefit us in the long term? So Daniel's CH96CH. Long time.
Good questions. Well, I think we'll bin Ramsey. I think that's pretty much given.
Yeah.
I think that would be done. Whether we replace Ramsey, I'm not too sure. I think we might hold out until the summer because I think we've got Guendouzi who can come in and fill that slot anyway. So I'm not convinced that we'll replace Ramsey.
Okay.
And I think the calibre of player that Emery will be after won't be available in January.
Okay.
I think it'd be easier to get him in the summer.
I think I have a slightly different view on that. But okay.
I think we'll get rid of El Neni.
Me too. As soon as.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Kolasinac goes in January and we replace him.
I'm kind of with you there, you know. I'm kind of with you.
And in answer to centre-backs, Nathan Ake. I think that guy has the potential to be top draw. And I think we should go in for him. And then summertime, I think we should do that in January, just to get a little bit of extra clout in there in the centre-back positions. Yeah. Although saying that, Koscielny's back. And we've got Mavropanos. But for me...
Did you just say Koscielny's back like it's a good thing? Okay.
Well, no, I don't think it is a good thing, but...
No, that's the lead, I know. I was like, hey.
No, I'm just saying he's back in training. Do you know what I mean? Cos the boss. Yeah, man can't.
Yeah, but I was like,
bro.
This is you.
I told you this before. Man can't even boss his missus, bro. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in the top 5 for giving away the most penalties in Premier League history. Do you know what I'm saying? This is our apparent hero. But I don't think we'll get rid of Koscielny in January. I think we'll long that out until the summer. But centre backs, I'd go for Nathan Ake. I think that guy's decent, man. And I think Chelsea are fucked up by letting him go in the first place. And let's be honest, we're going to face him at the weekend. Yeah, and he's good, man. He's quick, he's physical, he's a good young player, man. And we could do a lot worse. And that potentially could be the replacement for Mustafi, Koscielny, whoever, when we bin one of them or both of them in the summer. But in terms of January, I'd get rid of Ramsey, Kolasinac and El Neni. And I would go and get not a replacement for Ramsey yet. I'd hold out until the summer because I think we've got enough in that midfield bit to allow Ramsey to fuck off, to be honest with you. Kolasinac.
Would you get a Welbeck replacement?
No, I don't think I would.
Interesting.
I don't think I would, but at the same time, I wouldn't renew his contract either, like everyone keeps going on about.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it either, even though I think he's played well up until his injury.
Yeah, he has.
I wouldn't either. I must admit, because I also don't think he's going to be the same player. I think this injury is a bad one.
Mate, let's be real. He's been here 4 years. He's had 3 major injuries.
Yeah, I think this one's
done one ankle or one leg, and then the other one. Now he's done this one. It's like you've listen. It's fucking piss poor luck for the fella, right? But I see Tom Canton, and big up Tom. I like Tom. He's my mate, right? But Tom tweeted out on his Gooner Talk account about we should give Danny Welbeck a new contract. It's the right thing to do. So I replied to him and I said, no, hang on. Rosicky, Diaby, Santi Cazorla, we're just throwing money away. Now we've got to give Welbeck. Yeah, sentiment has held this football club back for a decade.
I do agree with that.
Right? And for me, yes, it's tragic what's happened to all of them players. I mean, Diaby was such a gifted footballer.
I love Diaby, man.
He was fucking made that before. I remember I was on holiday and I watched Arsenal-Liverpool and I was in fucking Spain, yeah? I was in the Hacker in Spain, yeah?
I remember that. Yeah,
and I remember Diaby absolutely ripping the shit out of Liverpool.
Have nightmares over Diaby. Trust me.
It's a scandal how he then got another £3.5 million deal.
Yeah,
and it's like, we then done it with Rosicky.
True.
Yeah, why? Rosicky, I've said this to you before, Rosicky's seen as some sort of cult hero. Why? What's he ever done? Good footballer. Shame he got injured. Not all that. Yeah?
True.
For Arsenal, if he had stayed injury-free, who knows what would have happened. Then we go on to, Santi Cazorla. One of the most technically gifted footballers I've ever seen.
In the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Easy.
Unbelievable footballer. Why the fuck do we give him a new deal? Because he's got injured and he's gone through major surgery. It's the right thing to do. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would Real Madrid have done that?
As Turkish said, who's another friend of the show, big up Turkish.
My boy.
We're not a crash, and he got criticised. He got criticised for that. But you know what? I completely agree.
But that's because Arsenal fans have this sentiment thing, which is why the previous manager stayed here a decade too long. Right?
I say it all the time on this show. You cannot let sentiment rule this club.
Mate, listen, the only time sentiment...
As Kenny Ken, I keep name dropping people, but shout out to Kenny Ken. As he so beautifully puts in every one of his tweets now, Arsenal is the star. Arsenal.
I love that, man. I love that.
Not these other ones. Arsenal's the star.
Yeah. Do you know what, right? That conversation I had with Tom said to me, what about Eric Abidal? Barcelona had done sentiment. That was completely different, right? That guy had a serious illness, mate, yeah? Right? And they said, no, we're going to look after you. You're one of us, yeah? And he was seriously ill, that boy, yeah? Right? Can you name any players that Real Madrid have said, oh, you've got a major injury, you're in your last year of your contract, fuck it, we'll give you a new deal? Can you name any Real Madrid players that have had that? No. Binned. See you later. Done. And that's how a fucking elite football club work. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, other than Eric Abidal. And I kind of agree with the Abidal thing because he had a major illness, mate, yeah? Right? And it was nothing to do with football, really. It was just like fucked up shit, yeah? Right? So I can kind of get that. That is a nice charitable thing to do. And that was the football club saying, look, you've given us years of service. We'll give you a couple of £1 million. Yeah, that's cool. Right? But when the players had like one ankle done, another ankle done, a cruciate, whatever, yeah, fuck it. Let's give you another £3 million for the next 5 years. Yeah? Nah. You're wasting £15 million. That £15 million could be the fee that gets you that player that you need on half of the wages.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, listen, Danny Welbeck started this season off fantastically well, right? And he has been good. The goal he scored against Sporting Lisbon away, mate. Fuck me. I can't believe he scored that. It was like, shit, Danny's clean through. Bang. What? He scored. Like, it was like he actually finished a wank that day, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. But I would not be giving him a new deal. No chance. Sorry. Listen, it's dog eat dog out here. We're an elite football club, apparently. Yeah. So let's start acting like one. And all the changes behind the scenes are making us listen. We've got Barcelona's sporting director is now our sporting director.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy that oversaw their most fucking prolific fucking 15 years in their history, buying players like Zlatan and fucking Suarez and all these sorts of players. Yeah, like. Nah, man, this guy's come in. He means business. Do you think that we're just going to sit here and get this guy into our football club to go, no, we'll give you 60 mil next summer? No chance. There's a reason we only spent 60, 70 million this summer, and that's because the wage bill and the amount of players on stupid money was so high that we couldn't go, let's do fucking 150 mil. So it was a case of...
I hope. I really hope.
Only that,
because you have more faith in the owner than I do. I must admit.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, Chris, right? We've got a wage bill that's on par with Man City, right, and Chelsea. Man United are stratospheres away from everyone, right? But we've got a wage bill that ain't that far away from Chelsea and Man City. Look at their squad compared to ours. Yeah, we've got bang average shit footballers on top draw money. Bin them.
Yeah.
And you can't bin them all in one hit.
Yeah.
Which is what I said earlier. So, here you go. There's 60 mil, 70 mil. Go and do what you can do with that. Not only that, it's a brand spanking new manager. So, they're not going to go and throw 200 million at the new manager in case it goes wonky, right? So, it's a case of test the water, see how he does with the budget, get rid of some more shit next season, and then give him a bigger budget. And I personally believe that with the backroom staff we've got now, in 3 or 4 years' time, we will be fully up there as an elite football club challenging for major honours. But it is going to take at least 2-3 years to get to that point. And the only way to do that is bin players that are injured, like Welbeck in his last year. Listen, like I've said a couple of times, tragic what happened to the guy. And he was in top form as well. But you ain't signed a new deal, mate. What, now you're injured, we're going to throw more money at you? No. 3 years ago, we might have done that. Not this year. New Arsenal, mate. And I'll be shocked if they give him a new deal. In fact, I'd actually go as far to say, if they give Welbeck a new deal, I'll be angry. Yeah, and I'll criticise that because it's not warranted, mate. Right? Santi Cazorla, tragic what happened to him. One of the most fucking beautiful footballers. Like, just to watch the guy play is just fucking amazing. Yeah, so gifted. But why did we give him a new deal? We gave him a new deal just so he could pay his mortgage off or whatever, or fucking pay for his butler to come and bring him some more fucking grapes, right? So he can fuck off to Villarreal. And fair play to him. I wish him well. But we've just thrown another 3 mil at the geezer. We're not a charity. Yeah, let's add all this money up and go, do you know what? Let's go and fucking buy some proper footballers, right? Bin the ones, whether sentiment or not kicks in or not is irrelevant. There is no sentiment in football, right? Unless it's a Thierry Henry and he comes back as Arsenal manager. Yeah, then there's sentiment. Patrick Vieira comes back, manager, sentiment. Santi Cazorla, sorry, you're injured. Great footballer, Tata. Well, Tata, Riziki, Diaby, etc., etc. We must have wasted 30, 40 million pounds on sentiment over the last 10 years.
Agreed.
Yeah, waste of time. Go and do it on players that are actually going to do it. And if they don't do it, they're out the fucking door. Act like a big club because we are a big club.
Now, one more on transfers, and then that's it when it comes to transfers. Our transfer is a hot topic, so questions just drop in left, right, and centre about it. So I'm going to take one more, and that is from the legend, your namesake, Lee Farrell. And that is, he says, if you had an opportunity and Chelsea came in January and said, listen, we'll give you Cesc if we take Ramsey, would you take it?
All day long. Big up his name, by the way. That's a sick name.
Is it a sick name? Yeah, okay. All
yeah,
right.
Man. Short and sweet. LEE. Short and sweet. Oh, shit.
I'd also take that deal.
Mate, listen. Cesc Fabregas, in my opinion, right, thought he was coming back to Arsenal when we signed Sanchez. Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, he got wind that Arsene Wenger was. Oh, I've said it again. Fuck, that's too good. Yeah, got wind that Arsenal were talking to Barcelona. He phoned the previous manager up and was like, "Are you in for me?" And he went, "No, I'm in for Sanchez." Right? And then Arsenal fans want to hate on him because he fucked off to Chelsea. Fucking turn it in, will ya? The geezer was begging to come back and we fucking pied him. Yeah? Come on, man. And then you get people like fucking Giroud who get a fucking standing ovation at Stamford Bridge when he comes on from the away fans. Fucking do me a favour.
This is the one.
Fabregas is 10 times the player fucking Giroud is.
This is one of those things that I 101% agree with you on. I've never hated Cesc. Because the way I see it is, he wanted to go Barca. Quite frankly, who wouldn't have left Arsenal for Barca at that time?
Look how many players have left Arsenal for Barca. Kleb, Song, fucking Henry. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've never had that hatred for Cesc. And then the man wanted to come back. He wanted to come back. And if Wenger said, no, what do you want him to do? He don't want to rot on the Barca bench. So we had to
He's got to do what's best for his family. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what? When we played Chelsea last season at the Bridge, right? That was the day that I actually told the previous manager to his face that I was fully out. He was literally like a foot in front of me signing like autographs and all that, yeah? Because Stamford Bridge is a mad club, yeah? It's a mad stadium, right? It's literally on the main road, but it's so compact and it's just fucked up, mate. Fabregas literally walked past AFTV as they're filming because you got the fucking stadium. He's walked out of the stadium, across the main road, and then AFTV are filming near the pub there, and he's walked 50 yards up the road, turned left, and he's put the key in the door and he's in his house. And it's like, what the fuck? You've literally just walked out of there and you're 50 yards to your house. Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember
I see David Dean that day as well.
I remember I saw Cesc once in Brent Cross shopping centre with his I know he's now married, but at the time it was his girlfriend that was with him. And it was just so random. It was like, is that Cesc Fabregas?
It's mad, isn't it? You get starstruck, man. It's funny because that day, right, I was standing there talking to troops, right? And I was like, and I'm looking at him, but I'm looking past him and I see David Dean coming towards us. And I'm talking away and we're having a full-blown conversation. And I'm like, troops, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my fucking God, turn around, turn around. He's like, what, bruv, what? I was like, turn the fuck around. David Dean is standing right behind you. Yeah. Right? And we were stood there for like 10 minutes chatting to David Dean. What a nice guy, yeah? Right? And then he was going to do the last bit of his fucking vlog or whatever, yeah? So we walked back towards the stadium, which is just across the main road.
Yeah.
And then, I said it again, that's £3. Yeah. The previous manager.
They predicted it would go £3 in the chat room.
Like the Arsenal coach is parked up literally just across the other side of the main road. It's not like the Emirates, like where the coaches are underground. It's literally you're on the fucking main road, mate. Yeah. Right. And everything's so compact. Right. And the Arsenal coach was parked up waiting for the players and the manager to come out. The manager's come out and he's signing autographs. Troops is standing there just doing the last bit of his vlog. And I've looked at him. I went, look who's over there. He was like, what? I said, look, 10 yards in front of us. So I've walked closer. I was like, I'm fully out, innit? I'm not going to say his name again. And he looked at me and he put his head down and signed the autograph. Troops goes to me, you're fucking savage, bro. Yeah, I was like, fuck him, man. I'll tell him to his face. Yeah, fucking, you know what I mean? I ain't just going to hide on the keyboard. I'll tell the guy to his face. I fucking told him to his face. Told him to his face after Belgrade as well, at home. I was like, you want to start fucking playing Lacazette more, mate? Stop subbing him. That was when fucking Ty was standing there having a full-blown convo with him, man. Fucking funny, man. But yeah, it's all good. But listen, them days are done. And I'm loving life right now. And if anyone thinks that we're going to go and win a title overnight, it needs a reality check. Take a few years, man. And just enjoy it. Listen, like I said, if we get done fucking next 5 games and lose all of them 5-0, who gives a fuck?
Agree. And I've got one more question. That's from Ola. Mr. DJ wants me to remind you that's £3 that you got to donate to the Willow Foundation.
Do you know what? Send the link to my Twitter. DM me. I'll do it straight away after this. Fuck's sake.
Oh, dear. Right, so I'm going to end with Ola's question, and that is, I'm pretty sure I know it off by heart, but I'm going to read it word for word because it's Ola, and you know the way he puts things.
Yeah, so you have to decipher that shit, man.
Yeah. Does Lee still think that Mahrez is better than Neymar? bearing in mind that Grandpa Lichtsteiner stuck one on him at one point where he got subbed off. Explain.
No, not explain. Explain.
Sorry, no, that's the way he actually put it. Explain.
Explain. Yeah. And do you know what? My battery's on about 30%, so I can come back on and face Ola. Listen, Neymar hobbling off at the MK Don Stadium, which is about 4 miles away from my yard, after 9 minutes the other night. Do you know what? I didn't even know they were playing. This is how much I don't give a toss about international football, yeah? It was only when I spoke to Tao, and he goes, oh, no, I'm going to the Dons tonight. I was like, what are you going there for? He goes, Brazil are playing. He goes, Neymar's in town. I was like, fuck Neymar, man. Yeah. And then when I see him yesterday, when I went round his house yesterday, I was like, how'd Neymar do? He goes, he hobbled off after 9 minutes. That's because the geezer stuck one on him, I think. I don't know. But listen, Mahrez, for me, will always be better than Neymar. Always.
Hey, Mahrez is showing his class at City.
Mahrez is class, mate. Wait, do you know what, right? I even said, you probably remember this, yeah? I said that when Guardiola took over at Man City, I said he will turn Raheem Sterling world class. Yeah. The first season, Sterling didn't really do nothing, like 6 goals or whatever. Since then, mate, now look at him. Yeah. But yeah, in answer to the question, Mahrez is better, mate. Yeah. I've said it a million times before. You put Mahrez in that Barcelona team and take Neymar out of that Barcelona team, would they have still won the treble? Yeah. Yeah. You put Neymar in fucking Leicester, would they have won the league? Hell no. Robert Hoof and fucking Shawcross and fucks like that going straight through the back of the geezer, mate.
Water and people like that.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And fucking like big lumps going straight through. No chance would he have won the league with Leicester. He would have still won the treble at Barcelona. Mahrez is better. I don't care what anyone tells me, man. Listen, both of them are technically flawless. Yeah? They're so gifted, it is unbelievable. They're both quick. Neymar's quicker, right? And they're both skinny little fucks like me, right? But the difference is one of them gets kicked the lumps out of and rolls around like a pussy. The other one gets kicked the lumps out of and carries on playing football. Do you know what I'm saying? One of them's turned into a fucking meme during the World Cup. Even Eric Cantona's spinning a yellow suitcase around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? You're a fantastic footballer, but please stop spinning. And he spun the yellow suitcase around. Fucking brilliant. But listen, Neymar, I love Mahrez, man. I love Mahrez. And I am fucking genuinely gutted we never got Mahrez at Arsenal because I don't think Man City needed him. And it was a case of, we're just going to fucking have him anyway.
We're going to have him just...
Whereas if we had Mahrez at Arsenal, we'd be a better football team.
Yep, agreed. He would have improved our side. 100%.
Whereas I don't think he's improved Man City. Although that sounds stupid because he is a top player. But I don't think they've got any better in terms of stepping up a level by having Mahrez there than what they were last season. They're still going to walk the title. Yeah. But it's not they're going to go unbeaten all season.
Yeah.
Whereas last season they broke the record for points. I don't think they'll break it again this season.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
There we go, man. But so have that Ola.
So that's a pretty good place to leave it. See what we did? We made up for being late by giving you a 2-hour special. So I'm hoping you guys
I've been desperate for a piss for 2 hours as well, man. I've done about 5 cans of fucking Stella in that time.
So let people know where they can find you on all platforms.
Lee Gunner 82 on Insta. DM me, tell me you followed from here, I'll follow you back. Lee Gunner 82 on Twitter. Don't DM me because I won't open it. And Lee Gunner on YouTube, but don't go to YouTube to find that because you won't find it because it'll come up with AFTV videos. It'll come up with Chig's channel. Obviously, subscribe to that if you haven't. And but go to my Twitter or my Insta. In the bio of both of them is the link for my channel. So if you want to subscribe and listen to me chat shit for 2 hours again, cool. If you don't and you want to hate, I don't give a fuck. Keep hating. It's free marketing, bruv. I tell you this all the time, innit? Ignore the haters. mute the fuckers, free marketing, they talk to themselves.
This is true. And from me, also, follow me at Colossal Chig on Twitter. Follow me on Insta. I actually posted.
You know, he's plugged his Insta.
I know. I actually posted something on Insta today. You people be proud of me.
You actually posted my fucking intro still.
Yeah.
The still of it. Yeah, you did. Fair play to you, man. Do you know what? Can I just say as well? It's not I'm not criticizing you here. Yeah. When you put a picture up like that, pinch the screen and pull it in, so then you get the full picture because you got half the picture because it was full size.
I'll get used to it.
Yeah. So just get your finger in your thumb and just pinch that picture in, and it goes small. Plus, I'm the Insta king, bruv. I know what I'm doing on Insta.
I'm an old man with Insta, so yeah, I'll get used to it. Don't worry. So Insta Guna _Eagle _I1, and most importantly, give us a subscribe. We do shows like this all the time.
Nearly so much. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm getting there, moving, and I'm going to be back on Sunday to do a review show with Ola. Do you want to jump on that, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll jump on that.
I know they put you on the spot. You've done a lot of shows. No.
Do you know what, right? I fucked up, yeah. I know you want to wrap up, so I'll make this quick, right?
Yeah.
Basically, where I live, I've been living here for 17 months, right? We moved into where we're at now, and we moved in, and we were like, right, we need fibre. Yeah, for the broadband, right?
Of course, yeah.
Phoned up BT, no, we don't do fibre. Phoned up Sky, no, we don't do fibre. And I was like, fuck this. So we got Sky, 1 meg.
Oh.
I swear. We've lived here for 17 months, right? About a month ago, not even that, 3 weeks ago, I came home in the afternoon and there was a BT Openreach van at the end of my street. Yeah, the T-junction to where I am, to where the main road is, yeah?
Yeah.
So I went up to him, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go ask him. I said, when can we get fibre here, mate? He goes, what are you fucking chatting about? It's been here for 7 years since the houses were built. Yeah? I was like, mate, don't fucking wind me up. I live in an apartment, yeah? I was like, listen, don't fucking wind me up, mate, yeah? He goes, yeah, I just fit. Where I live in an apartment block, and then there's another block of apartments that join to this block, yeah? He goes, I just fitted one there. I was like, you're chatting shit. He goes, now, I'll give you the number now. He goes, what you need to do is phone up and say it's FTTP or whatever, instead of FTTC, which is copper, which is normal broadband, yeah?
All right.
The P, right, basically, it'd be fibre direct to my apartment, so nobody boosts off of that. It's just solely for my apartment, yeah?
Okay.
Right? And where my sister lives, her house is less than a year old, and she's got it solely to her house, yeah?
Okay.
Right? You pay a little bit extra, but BT have cornered the new builds.
Yeah.
And they've got the deal, so it's a good money spinner for them. So anyway, phoned them up, chatting to some guy on the phone from Scotland. I was like, yeah, cool, blah, blah, blah. Sound guy. I was like, you blue or green? He goes, I'm Kilmarnock. I was like, okay, cool. Right? And he goes, yeah, $54.99, guaranteed 100 meg minimum. I was like, boy, sign me up. I'm a fucking punter. I'll fucking sign up now. Right? It goes, if it goes under 100 meg and it goes to 99.9, phone us up. We have to reimburse you 25 quid every time. So I'm like,
shit.
Fuck me, this is sick. Guaranteed 100 meg. That's 100 times faster. It goes, if for whatever reason there's a blackout and you've got no broadband, we send you an EE because we own EE, which I never fucking knew. We send you an EE 4G router. So I was like, fuck me, this is getting better and better. I said, okay, cool. How much do you want up front? It goes, a tenner. It goes, but we just add it to the first bill. I'm sat there. I'm just flopped it out. I'm just like, mate, knock it one out. I'm like, this is too good to be true, bruv, yeah? He goes, yeah, we'll come on the 8th of November. So I'm like, yeah, sweet. 8th of November, I've took the day off. I'm sat here. The guy rocks up. He comes in. He goes, I hope you've got all day because it's going to take 4 hours. I was like, mate, what the fuck are you doing? 4 hours? He goes, because you're on the top floor, we have to wire that shit all the way around the skirtings, all the way through the walls. We need to drill and then go to the main hub downstairs in the communal cupboard, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. I said, do you want a coffee? He goes, no, I'm sweet. He goes, let me go and check the hub. So he goes downstairs. He comes back up. He goes, we've got a problem. There's no fibre hub in this block. Yeah, I was like, "You're chatting shit, mate." He goes, "Yeah." That's exactly what I said. "You're chatting shit, mate." He goes, "Come with me." So we've gone downstairs. He goes, "Dust the copper one. There should be a hub there for the fibre." He goes, "Now come with me." I said, "No." I said, "No, no, no, no. You're chatting shit." I said, "You come with me." I said, "I'm going to take you into the next block, right?" And obviously the trades button works here. So I took him into the next block. I said, "Now find the cupboard where the fucking thing is that you're banging on about." He goes, "See, look, they got a different box." I was like, "Mate, they fucking have as well." So there's no fibre box sat in this fucking block, yeah? He goes, "I can't fit it," right? But we've cancelled with Sky, right? And it got disconnected at fucking about 7 o'clock this morning. So now I've got no broadband, right? I phoned BT up after they told me this. They were supposed to send a fucking surveyor out today. I need to chase that, right? But then I had some guy ring me up last week, and he goes, "We're going to send a surveyor out, but it could take 2 to 4 months, like from after the surveyor's been to fit this box." I was like, "Bro, there's fucking 8 apartments in here at 55 quid a month. You want to hurry up?" Yeah? Because we're all fucking starving for internet in here, yeah? Well, anyway, fucking sat here. I now can't play Foot Champs this weekend because I've got no fucking internet. Right?
Okay.
The guy at BT goes to me, "I can give you a free hotspot for a month, or I can give you free copper until you get hooked up to the fibre." And I was like, "Yeah, but the copper's going to run at 1 meg, mate, because that's the maximum capability around it." I said, "Fuck that, give me the hotspot." I should have got the fucking copper. I'd have fucking internet and I could have played fucking FIFA. Now, the only way I can play FIFA is if I go off the personal hotspot on my iPhone and rinse my fucking data, yeah, by pairing it up. But as soon as some prick rings me, it kills the fucking connection. Yeah, so I got no fucking broadband. So yeah, I'm all in on Sunday. Cheers.
How the fuck are you going to watch the game?
Well, I've got a nice little streaming app called Live Player. So anyone on iPhone, it's called Live Player. Type it into the App Store. It comes up with a green thing with Live Player underneath it. Download that shit. I don't know if it works abroad, but it definitely works in England. Any game, bang. Any boxing event, done. Anything, free of charge. Some of them are being Romanian or Italian or Russian. Just mute that shit, man.
But aren't you? I was going to say, aren't you rinsing your data though?
Mate, I fucking get 50 gig of data a month. I had to download another 12 gig of data today because I'd already done my money. And my bill generates on the 28th. We're on the what, 23rd? So I've done 50 gig of data, bearing in mind, yeah, that I actually had internet until today. I've done 50 gig.
How have you got 50 gig, bro?
Mate, my phone bill last month, I done 90 gig of data last month. My phone bill was like 140 quid.
Fucking hell.
I know, it's bollocks, isn't it? How these people survive on 2 gig? It's like, really? I'll do that a day.
Bro, I've got 10 gig on my phone, bro. 10 gig.
Yeah, you know what? My job, I spend half of my time sat in my car in traffic, right? Yeah. On the M25 or the M1. So I'm just sat there scrolling Insta, Twitter. Oh, fuck it. Let's go and watch a video on YouTube. Let's go and watch a fucking EA AIDS compilation of fucking bullshit that happens on FIFA 19. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'll sit there and watch back-to-back shit for an hour and think, fuck, I better get out of the car and go to work. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do rinse a lot of data. Anyway, this show's gone on way too long. People are bored shit. Can I just say as well, very quickly before we go, when I started this show with you, I was on, I think, 234 subscribers.
Wow. Okay, that was a different number earlier, people. Go on.
Is it 234? What was it? What did I tell you it was?
Earlier it was 100 and something. So I don't know where all these.
No, when we started the show, it was 234. I'm now currently sat here. I'm just refreshing it, 310. So thanks to every single person that supported that and subscribed and bigged it up and commented. I'll reply to the comments on there in a minute. So yeah, thanks very much. I appreciate you as well, Chris, like having me on again and bigging up my thing.
You coming back on Sunday?
Yeah, man, I'll be there.
All right,
I ain't getting off lightly, bro. Trust me.
The troublesome trio are back on Sunday.
What time Sunday? The game finishes at what? 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Anytime you man's are ready, basically. I'm thinking about 7. I'm thinking about 7.
Yeah, that's cool. 7's cool.
Because I know Ola's usually works Sunday, so probably thinking about 7.
Ola don't work Sunday. Ola's just pissed on a Saturday night and don't get up early on Sunday.
There you go.
Yeah, 7's cool, man. That's sweet. I'm happy with that.
All right, brother. Wow, this is the longest show we've ever done. So let us wrap
sorry,
up.
man. I've had a few beers.
That's all right. That's all right. It served a good purpose. You're up to a good number.
Yeah, man. Nah, nice one. I appreciate your help, mate.
No worries, man. Absolutely crush that like button, people. And you've heard us. We'll be back on Sunday with Ola this time. So do catch us at 7. So Lee, take us out.
Unai Emery fucking in forever. Unai Emery FC.
There you go. All right, people. There you go. Peace.
Laters.